He reminded his players, don't get caught in like they got caught last time. Guys, the bad blood still runs here today. Before the game, Chris Sims, the quarterback for the Bucs, ran through the linebackers, drilled Keith Brooking, verbally went after him, got into a little bit. Guys, there is no love lost between these two squads. Back to you.
All right, Jay, thanks. I mean, bad blood, bad feelings in the holiday season. That's what happens when you're in a playoff hunt in a very competitive division, a division where you just said, Kenny, that Atlanta could win the division.
Rookie out of Michigan State, DeAndre Cobb, back deep for Atlanta, replacing the injured Allen Rawson. Cobb has returned only 3 kicks this season, and he takes it out across the 25-yard line. Michael Vick leads the 11th rated offense onto the field. Falcons lead the league in rushing. Vick with 6 rushing touchdowns. His second career 300-yard game in the last meeting against the Bucs. The men protecting Vick, McClure in the middle. Warren Dunn having an outstanding season. White and Jenkins, the wideouts, and the Pro Bowl tight end Algie Crumpler. Vick on first down, swings it out to Warren Dunn out of the backfield. And Dunn gains 5 out to the 32-yard line, brought down by Ryan Neese. Bucs ranked 2nd defensively. Spires, Hovan, McFarland, and Rice up front. Shelton Quarles, the Bucs' leading tackler this season. Brooks heading to his 9th consecutive Pro Bowl. Rondé Barber with 5 interceptions. He's going to his 3rd Pro Bowl. 2nd down and 5. The handoff to Dunn. And Dunn close to a first down. Spent 5 years here in Tampa. He's the Buccaneers' 3rd all-time leading rusher.
And it is a first down, Kenny. And we spent a lot of time in a meeting last night with Mike Vick. Holiday Spirit has signed a couple of footballs for my nephews. Very gracious. But he said, in talking about what Jay Glazer said to start the show today about the tempers and the emotions, he said it was bad for us. It put us in a deep hole, 13-0. We got to be smarter than that today. And we also have to start fast today.
From the 37-yard line on first down, this is Dunn. And Dunn takes it out to the 44, a gain of 7. Greg Spires made the tackle.
Well, it looks like Warwick Dunn's going to be part of the game plan today. He's caught the first pass today, got him started, and then 2 runs. And they're going to the left side. All the plays right there are going at Simeon Rice, who they feel is an excellent pass rusher. They also feel that he's susceptible against the run. Now they move Simeon Rice over to this side to rush to the backside of Michael Vick.
Now 2nd down and 3 from the 44. Vick to the air, and the catch is made by Jenkins, but he's tackled immediately by Brian Kelly. And it looks like Jenkins did, in fact, pick up another Falcons first down.
Well, they have balance right now in this early drive. And what they've done is they've really gone to the short passing game. And I think that's a smart thing to do, to get Mike Vick into a rhythm, any quarterback into a rhythm early. Get him involved in the game, get the offense moving, keep the defense on the field. All those things are positives to start a game.
From the 48-yard line, Vick pump fakes, chased by Ryan Neese, and now he throws, and it's caught by Dunn, a penalty marker, as Dunn is knocked out of bounds in Buccaneers territory after picking up 8. Bill Levy, the referee this afternoon.
Mike Vick doing a good job of extending that play, holding on to the ball, and really putting the defense in no man's land. Rush Vick and try to tackle him or play coverage.
2 fouls on the offense. Ineligible downfield, number 62. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 84 offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
62, Todd McClure. 84, Roddy White committed the penalties.
Roddy White looks like he's just out there. Doesn't look like he's running around. Looks like he's ready to. Yeah, I mean that. And Michael Jenkins on the other side, the other wide receiver, did the same thing. They were running out there to block like it was a designed run. Miscommunication from the huddle, or Mike Vick changed the play and not everybody got the signal.
So the penalties force the Falcons back to their own 38-yard line. It'll be first down and 20. 3 receivers set. Vick out of the shotgun. Vick on first and 20, and a diving catch is made by Roddy White at the Bucs 48. A 14-yard pass play from Vick to the rookie out of Alabama, Birmingham, White.
Well, this is what we haven't seen enough from the Falcon offense. Not a catch by a wide receiver, a great catch by a wide receiver. This may get challenged here. I mean, John Gruden may want to take a look and see if that ball. Atlanta would be wise to hurry up and run this play.
Gruden has thrown the red flag. So the Buccaneers challenging whether or not it was a legal catch. John Gruden only 1 for 7 on challenges so far this season.
Tampa Bay is challenging the ruling on the field that the pass was complete.
So Bill Levy will take a look at it. Was it a legal catch by White? We'll find out. Bill Levy taking a look at this catch or non-catch by Roddy White.
Yeah, I think right here you're going to see the ball hit the ground. Right there. That ball is on the ground. That should be non-possession right there. And you'll take another look at it right here. I think this is a good challenge by John Gruden.
Now it will either be a 2nd and 20 or 2nd and 6, depending on Bill Levy's interpretation.
And if I was Atlanta looking at this replay.
After reviewing the play, the receiver took possession of the ball to the ground, then the ball hit the ground and he lost possession. It is an incomplete pass. It is 2nd and 20 on the 38-yard line. The clock operator, please put 11:50 on the game clock. Tampa Bay will not be charged a timeout. Thank you.
Well, John Gruden wins his 2nd challenge this season, and if I was Greg Knapp and Jim Mora during that challenge timeout, I would have been looking for a play for 2nd and 20. You have to be honest with yourselves. They saw the play on the big screen. You have to anticipate that that play could have been overturned like it was and be thinking 2nd and 20 here.
So it is 2nd and 20. Falcons from their own 38-yard line. 3 receivers set. Jenkins in motion. And the Falcons keep it on the ground with Warwick Dunn. Rondé Barber comes up from the right corner position to make the tackle, a gain of just 3.
Now, the thing about the Atlanta Falcons is they're the leading rushing football team in the league. They also have run the most explosive running plays in the league, 19 plays over 20 yards. So you say 2nd and 20, why run Warwick Dunn? Well, he has 11 of those 20 runs over 20 yards this year. So they can explode from the running game, unlike most teams in this league.
Dunn gained only 3, so it's now 3rd and 17. 2 tight ends. Falcons have to get to the Bucs 42. Vick takes off. Penalty flag as Vick is tackled at the 47 by Ryan Neese. Gain of 6.
Mike Vick is a left-handed quarterback, so they take their best pass rusher, Tampa Bay, Simeon Rice, and they rush him from the backside on that play.
Holding, number 81 offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Take a look here at Simeon Rice right here, working on Kevin Schaefer. They don't have an 81. It was probably Eric Beverly, who's number 80. Probably the guilty party, a backup tight end staying in to protect.
Michael Kanan back at his own 33. Mark Jones in single safety for Tampa Bay. Jones from the 12. And he's tackled back at the 9-yard line. Good coverage by Artie Ulmer. 41-yard punt. -3 on the return.
It's the right time to rock the night away.
Falcons rookie punter Michael Kanan has pinned the Bucs inside their own 10. Tampa Bay's first offensive possession. They start from their own 9-yard line with 2 tight ends. And a handoff to Cadillac Williams. who gained 116 yards last month in Atlanta. Cadillac gaining 3 on first down. Chris Sims making his 11th pro start, his 9th start this season for the Bucs. 3rd-round pick back in 2003.
Got the longest stretch of passes in this league right now without an interception. Something like 117 passes in a row now without throwing an interception.
Keith Brooking had the last interception of Chris Sims. 2nd down and 7. Again, it's Cadillac Williams. And Cadillac takes it out to the 20-yard line. He picks up a first down, 8-yard gain. Cadillac running behind an offensive line that has started all 14 games this season, including the rookie left guard out of Wisconsin, Dan Benning. Cadillac with 5 100-yard games this season, which is tied for a franchise record. Joey Galloway with 71 receptions, having his best season. From the 20, the pitch to Cadillac. And he's upended after a gain of just 1 by D'Angelo Hall. What's going on with the Cowboys and the Panthers, JB?
Well, Kenny, you know a victory by the Panthers. They're in the postseason. Play action. Jake Delhomme, here's the big play on this drive, hooking up with Ricky Prohl. 69-yard pass play that led to a 24-yard field goal by John Casey. Panthers up 3-0 over the Cowboys. Back to Kenny, Brian, and Jay.
All right, JB, a look at the NFC South standings. Carolina in the playoffs with a win. They clinched the division with a win and a Tampa Bay loss today. 2nd down and 10. Sims to the outside for Galloway. His 72nd reception, which ties his career best. Gain of 5. As we check out the Falcons' 14th ranked defensive unit. Chauncey Davis starting for the injured Brady Smith. Keith Brooking heading to his 5th consecutive Pro Bowl, which ties a franchise record. Antoine Edwards starting for the first time this season for the injured Keon Carpenter. Third down and 5 for the Bucs from their own 25. Sims with time, and the pass is caught for a first down by the rookie tight end out of Stanford, Alex Smith. Bucs needed 5. They get 6.
No, we're talking to John Gruden a couple days ago about tight ends, and he's coached a bunch of them in Philadelphia and Oakland and Tampa, and he said this rookie, Alex Smith, is by far the best that he's ever had. And that was a key 3rd down catch right there to keep this drive alive. Smart player, big guy that can run, got speed. You can line them up and spread them out like Gonzalez and Shockey and those guys.
Sims complete out at the 42-yard line to Michael Clayton, who had a tremendous rookie season last year. Had 2 surgeries during the offseason. Has only 32 catches this year, and he picks up a Bucs first down.
We're talking about Alex Smith, and really John Gruden was saying that when he came here, he didn't have an offense. You know, they won a Super Bowl and with a bunch of holdover players, but he said he's trying to build an offense. And in the last couple plays here, you saw Alex Smith catch a ball. You saw Michael Clayton catch a ball. You saw Cadillac Williams running. These are the new foundation of an offense that John Gruden hopes has them in contention for the playoffs year after year.
And here's Cadillac gaining a couple. Keith Brooking made the stop. 20 tight ends have started for John Gruden during his years as offensive coordinator in Philadelphia, head coach in Oakland, head coach here in Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they've drafted tight ends. Heck, when he started in Philadelphia, he was coaching a tight end named Ed West, a guy that couldn't run. He was a good blocker. Ed West coached for the Atlanta Falcons for a while, played down there. But he's got a young nucleus of offensive players right now to go with Joey Galloway and a young quarterback, and he thinks the foundation is starting to come around.
2nd down and 7. Sims over the middle, intended for Smith. Michael Boley, the rookie linebacker out of Southern Miss, on the coverage.
No, it becomes 3rd down now, and always a key down for any offense to be able to hold on to the football and move the chains. And the Atlanta Falcons, I don't think a lot of people realize this, are the best defense in the league by far on 3rd down. Teams are only converting 27% of the time, and the league average is about 37% of the time.
Michael Pittman in the backfield. Movement prior to the snap.
One of the reasons why the Falcons are good on third down is they've got two great pass rushers, Coleman and Carney.
Offside. Number 97, defense, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, third down.
And that's on Carney.
Yeah, he was trying to get a jump there. Talking to Patrick Carney about rushing the passer last night. And he doesn't get a chance to rush a left-handed quarterback very often. Chris Sims, a left-handed quarterback, he actually gets to rush him from his blind side today. He was excited about it. Probably too excited on that last play.
So following the penalty, a third down and 2. Michael Pittman looks to be just short.
See, that penalty changed the play calling of John Gruden. It went from a pass to a run. And Michael Pittman is usually a good short yards rusher, but they're going to come up short here. Punt team is already out there on the field.
Antoine Edwards shaken up. Edwards starting at safety for Keon Carpenter. Edwards making his first start this season, 32nd career start.
The injuries have just piled up all season long in the secondary. Antoine Edwards, he's going to come up here into the screen here and make this hit. Here he is. He takes out the interference. He takes out the guard, Dan Benning, there. Sometimes that happens. You take out a 310-pound offensive guard there. It can kind of knock the wind out of you. It can bruise a rib. All those things can happen. But he made the play. He didn't make the tackle, but taking out the interference, he made the play.
Josh Bidwell heading to his first Pro Bowl, punting for the Bucs. Ryan Finneran lets it go. And it bounces into the end zone. 49-yard punt. Falcons will start from their own 20.
Well, I tell you what, plenty of spirit down here. Maybe the weather doesn't say Christmas, but the shopping malls do, Kenny. I made a little trip to the shopping mall yesterday. Santa was out there taking the pictures. I'm telling you what, I've never seen stores so crowded. Don't try to buy an iPod 2 days before Christmas. You can't get into the store.
Falcons happy to be in this weather after what they went through in Chicago last Sunday night. Here's Dunn on first down. And Warwick takes it out across the 25 to the 27. Gain of 7. Setting up second down and 3.
Okay, watch the best offensive running football team in the league displace this line of scrimmage to back here. Watch the movement they get right here. You see a sea of pewter right there just getting knocked back. That being the Tampa Bay defensive line. They just displaced him, and that's why Warwick Dunn was able to pick up 7 yards on that play.
And Barry Stokes now part of that line in at right guard for Todd Weiner.
Right tackle over there.
Here's Dunn. And Dunn picks up the first down out to the 33. Gain of 5.
Well, one thing that always gets talked about with this offensive line is they cut block. Watch Alge Crumpler here. Watch Barry Stokes. They're going to do what they call throw the blade. Here's Alge Crumpler cutting right there, Greg Spires. And when you talk about bad blood between these two teams, nothing fuels bad blood more than offensive linemen that cut defensive players.
And remember, Spires was fined in their last meeting for a late hit on Michael Vick. Vick complete to the tight end, Alge Crumpler, who picks up the first down. Gain of 16. Crumpler heading to his 3rd consecutive Pro Bowl.
And I thought Alge Crumpler was outspoken this week when he said a couple of things about this Atlanta Falcon team, and he was dead on accurate. He's saying that we sit around and wait for things to happen, and we get behind in games, and then we lose these games on comebacks by field goals. He said we have got to attack early in games so that it doesn't happen, so we don't fall so far behind and then come up short at the end.
From the 49 on first down, Vick going deep for Roddy White. And a flag, Brian Kelly on the coverage.
That's a play that attacked. down the field. That's what Alge Crumpler was talking about. That's what Jim Mora told us yesterday. Said, let's just let Mike Vick go back there and huck it. Right? I mean, I don't know what huck meant at the time, but you just huck it up there. And that's what he did there.
Pass interference. Number 25 defense. First down at the spot of the foul.
That was a huck.
That's a huck. And let me tell you, all these teams looking to get into the playoffs, you better huck it up there. You better make the safeties and corners defend the ball deep in this league, because you can get a play like that in interference. You get big plays that happen out of the passing game.
47-yard penalty. Pass interference on Kelly. First and goal from the 5 off the play fake. Pass is caught, and diving ahead for the touchdown is the fullback, Justin Griffith.
Superman's happy. That's a good drive. Good drive all the way around. The offensive line got it started up front. Justin Griffin, just a guy that should be in the Pro Bowl at fullback. It's an old Mike Vick dive for the pylon there to get that in. And he said Mike Vick has to play huge here today, and he's gotten off to a good start here today.
Todd Peterson for the point after. The Atlanta Falcons have taken a 7-0 lead here in Tampa. Touchdown immediately following the 47-yard penalty, the pass interference call on Brian Kelly. Falcons out to the 7-0 lead. Third touchdown reception of the season for Justin Griffith. And there's Brian Kelly, who committed the pass interference penalty, which led to the Falcons' touchdown. Udell Shepard on the return for Tampa Bay, and Shepard brings it out to the 28-yard line. Artie Ulmer made the tackle on special teams. Roddy White drew the penalty, and then Michael Vick with his 13th touchdown pass of the year.
Head coach Jim Mora wants to huck the ball down the field when there's one safety in the middle of the field, and so then that guy there and that guy there are one-on-one right there. So you take Roddy White, the fastest player in the Falcons, against Brian Kelly. That's safety in the middle of the field. You just huck it. You take your shot right there. You get a defensive pass interference, 47 yards, and a play later they're in the end zone. You got to take your shots down the field. You have to attack. Jim Mora knows that, and the Falcons know it.
So the Falcons lead 7-0, and Cadillac Williams is bottled up on first down.
You know, Cadillac Williams last week, I mean, these two teams combined for 3 points last week. It was a horrendous offensive performance by both teams. The Cadillac Williams last week against New England's longest run was 3 yards. Here's a guy that has a chance to go over 1,000 yards today, have a chance for Rookie of the Year. And the point is, the offensive line did not move the New England Patriots a yard. They're upset about it. They're trying to change that here today.
Now Sims on 2nd and 10 with time, throwing downfield, intended for Joey Galloway.
That's a huck. See, that huck was out of bounds. I think it actually hit the side judge in the head here. Hit right on the shoulder. And like you're walking along the beach here in Tampa Bay and something drops on your shoulder. Most of the time it's not a football.
So Don Carlson unable to get out of the way, and he took that in the left shoulder.
John Gruden saw Atlanta huck it. He said, we're going to huck it. And Huck is just basically taking it back and just letting it fly. I mean, Joey Galloway is their fastest player. Let it fly down to Joey Galloway against one-on-one coverage.
Sims with an empty backfield, dumping it off on 3rd and 10, and Alex Smith picks up the first down and more all the way out to the 46. Pickup of 18 yards.
You give John Gruden a good tight end, he's going to figure out a way to use him. That's an excellent call, because it's a sucker punch is what it is. You get the Atlanta Falcons to rush, you get the defensive backs to drop, and then you delay the tight end. Alex Smith just delays, he blocks, he delays, lets everybody clear out, and then he picks up a couple blockers up front. Usually you run screens to a running back, not very often to a tight end into the middle of the field.
Again, Brian, empty backfield, and now Cadillac Williams shifts into the backfield on 1st and 10 from the 46. Sims back to throw on first down. And it's complete to Alex Smith. And Smith picks up another first down, his third catch of this first quarter.
Well, I don't think John Gruden was spinning the fact that he thought Alex Smith was the best tight end he's ever coached. We mentioned that he's coached 20 of them in his tenure in this league right here. And you watch him in practice, he runs his routes full speed. Stanford graduate, you know, he's a smart guy. And then look, I mean, he knows how to use his body, fight off players. I think he's going to become a bigger part of this offense the end of this season into next year. You're going to see Alex Smith with 60 and 70 catches in this offense.
3 catches today, 37 yards for Smith. Off the play fake, Sims going deep, looking for Galloway. Brian Scott made contact.
You know that in the last meeting a month ago, Joey Galloway was held without a catch. Only happened one other time this season.
Pass interference, number 24 defense. Automatic first down, spot of the foul.
Excellent play action fake by Chris Sims, but Brian Scott back there because of the injury to Keon Carpenter. And this is just, he took his eyes off the ball there. And Joey Galloway ended up running into him. Brian Scott was forced to the bench because of his play. Keon Carpenter back there free safety. He's back there playing now because of that.
Buccaneers gained 30 yards on the penalty. Cadillac Williams up the middle. Cadillac forced back, wrapped up by Chauncey Davis.
No, you look at this game here, Kenny, and 2 really evenly matched teams. The game a month ago was a 30-27 game, came down to the final kick. And really, it's big plays that separate a lot of these teams. You try to figure out the NFC South, nobody can figure this division out. But who's going to make the big plays? Today, the 2 big plays have been Huck's, and then the defensive pass interference that gave the team the change of field position. You have got to continue to attack down the field today, next week, and into the playoffs.
One penalty, 47 yards, the other 30. Sims complete. Jameel Cook spins into the end zone. Touchdown. First touchdown this season for Jameel Cook, 3rd of his career. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, both passes to fullbacks.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's so conscious about the wide receivers. And so the fullbacks who don't get a chance to touch the ball a lot, you know, you use everybody else as a decoy, you sleep the fullback out. Basically the same play from Justin Griffin for the Falcons and now Jameel Cook for the Bucks.
7th touchdown pass thrown by Sims this season. Matt Bryant for the extra point. We are tied at 7. 9-yard touchdown throw from Chris Sims to Jameel Cook.
To visit the troops in Kuwait and Iraq a couple of summers ago, and he's right. All of the troops over there, they travel with their memorabilia of their fans. I mean, I never saw so many Packer fans as I saw at Camp Asalia in Qatar. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, that's sort of the hopes and the dreams that they take with them over there, and they follow them passionately on the internet, on the different news agencies.
A lot of Packer fans.
A lot of Packer fans over there. You faked the Huck.
Yeah, DeAndre Cobb faked the lateral to Michael Jenkins and then took it out across the 20. Jameel Cook, who scored the touchdown, made the tackle. And there is a flag downfield.
Generally where there's offsides.
By the way, Brian, that touchdown reception by Cook, the 900th touchdown in Buccaneers history.
Wow.
Offside, number 27 of the kicking team. Atlanta has elected to re-kick the ball with a 5-yard penalty.
900 touchdowns, but none have come on a kickoff return.
Not on a kickoff return, but the first touchdown for Jameel Cook this season.
Yes.
So he's happy to contribute to the record books. We always wonder what the football looks like with a guy that wears a shield. You know, is it just like a pair of sunglasses and you can see it real clearly? You know, just how does the ball look through that shield like that? he didn't have any problem catching it.
Well, we'll be right back down here next week for the Buccaneers and the Saints. You can ask him.
I will ask Jamil that. And it's nice, you know, the Bucs played in cold weather last week up in Foxborough. The Bears played in weather that, I guess if you measured the wind chill factor off the lake there, the Windy City was probably 10, 20 below zero weather. I think everybody's happy they're down here in the Tampa Bays. And nothing says Tampa Bay more than palm trees. There's the division right there. Carolina, of course, hosting the Dallas Cowboys today. Tampa Bay still hoping to win this division. A little bit of help. Atlanta's still trying to win this division. A lot of football to be played. Always comes down to the final week.
Atlanta can win the division with 2 victories and 2 losses by both Tampa Bay and Carolina. Falcons will host the Carolina Panthers next Sunday. Here's Cobb from the 9. Cobb still on his feet. Takes it out to the 40. And there is another flag. The kicker, Bryant, made the tackle after the 32-yard return by the 6th-round draft pick out of Michigan State, DeAndre Cobb.
I was about to say that was a good choice to have him re-kick it.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 66, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's on Austin King, a backup center who was originally drafted by the Bucs 2 years ago.
I was going to say, like, I just thought it was going to be a good decision to. Yeah, here's Austin King right here. He's blocking Jamil Cook. Oh yeah. I mean, that's what it was. He blocked him right in the back there. That's the example of a big, slow offensive lineman trying to get to a good, quick fullback. Got out-athleted.
So the Falcons start from their own 26, and the first carry today for T.J. Duckett. And he is stopped at the line of scrimmage as the first quarter comes to an end. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons are tied at 7. Bucs NFL Sunday will return after these messages. We start the second quarter in Tampa. Kenny Albert with Brian Baldinger and Jay Glazer. 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. T.J. Duckett in the backfield. Off the play fake. Vick looking downfield. Can't find anyone. And he dives across the 30-yard line. Now he lost the football, but the question is, was he down? He was not. The Bucs have recovered.
Looked like Mike Vick was just trying to get down. See, he ducks underneath the pile here. Yeah, that ball's out. Ball came out. Couldn't tell if it got hit out, but the ball was definitely away from his grip when the left knee went down.
Dwayne White made the initial hit on Vick.
I'm sure Jim Mora wants to know if this is worth taking a look at.
He has thrown the flag, so Jim Mora will challenge whether or not Vick was down. Chris Hovan recovered the fumble for Tampa Bay.
Jim Mora, he's got a separate spot for his flag. He's got his own wristband there that holds the flag in there. Haven't seen that look before. It's a stocking stuffer right there.
And he's put it back in the stocking.
By AIG. For insurance, loans, and retirement, AIG. By Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant. And by Verizon Wireless.
The Falcons are not going to win this challenge. This is a fumble here. Dwayne White, defensive end, is going to poke his right hand underneath Mike Vick and knock this ball out. You see right here, the right hand is going to knock that ball out. The knee is not down yet.
After reviewing the play, the runner got the ball knocked out of his hands before his knee hit the ground. It is a fumble. Atlanta will be charged for first timeout.
So the Bucs will take over on the Falcons' 29-yard line. Remember what Jim Mora told us last night. He said in our last 3 games against Tampa Bay, we've averaged 344 yards, but the problem has been turnovers.
Yeah, they lost that turnover battle 8-3, and they just caused another turnover there, or created a turnover.
So Chris Sims and the Bucks back to work from the Falcons 29. Cadillac Williams running hard. And he gains 8 down to the 21.
Mike Vick not happy with the call, but really the film doesn't lie about it. And you're going to run in there into Tampa Bay's the teeth of the defense and scrambling. You better put that thing away. Okay, nobody stopped fumbling better in this league than Tiki Barber, a guy that had the fumbleitis, and flat out right now, you can't get the ball out of his hands.
Inside handoff to Mike Alstott. And Alstott picks up the first down. Brian, you mentioned Tiki Barber, Giants in Washington, and let's get an update on that game from JB.
Hey, Kenny, what you'll see, you know this guy, Santana Moss, had himself a Pro Bowl season. Mark Brunell, play action going up top. Look at the adjustment here by Santana Moss. Nice adjustment, 59 yards to pay dirt. Skins on top, 14-10, 10:35 left in the second. Back to Kenny Albert.
JB, that's a Huck right there. That was a Huck by Mark Brunell down the field to Santana Moss.
Here's Cadillac Williams gaining 3 down to the 13. Redskins control their own destiny. If they win their final 2 games, they will make the playoffs for the first time since 1999, when their quarterback was Brad Johnson.
Yeah. And a guy that, of course, won a Super Bowl here 3 years ago with Tampa Bay. And Washington's getting hot at the right time. Remember, they lost that game, the 2-point conversion here to Tampa. Mike Alstott, of course, they went for the win rather than the tie. Lost that game and on a 3-game winning streak right now. I'm trying to make it 4 right now.
Giants have won their last 3 as well. Second down and 8. Play action. Sims rolling left. And now he throws. It is caught by Alstott, and he dives in for the touchdown. The 3rd touchdown by a fullback in today's game.
Yeah, and Mike Alstott has been diving in for scores a lot this season. This is about the 3rd or 4th option for Chris Sims on his rollout here. Alex Smith is covered. Really, what has plagued the Falcons more than anything else this whole season on defense has been bad tackling. And that's the case right here after this catch. 2 missed tackles there, and Alstott scores.
First receiving touchdown for Alstott this season. He's rushed for 6. He's scored more touchdowns, now 68, than any other player in franchise history. 14-7 Bucks. Buccaneers capitalize on the Michael Vick turnover. Mike Alstott, his first receiving touchdown since December of 2002.
Ryan Scott just flat out whipped on the tackle against Mike Alstott, and that's why he was benched and lost his starting safety position. He's back in there because of injuries to other safeties today.
Short kickoff taken by DeAndre Cobb. And Cobb out across the 30. Ernest Graham brought him down 17 yards on the return.
Kenny, watch Brian Scott right here. He has a perfect chance here to bring Mike Alstott down at the 2-yard line. You do not want to give any team a free 7 points in this league. You have to make them earn it. Here's another angle right here. He's squared up. Now go right through the thighs of Mike Alstott. Lift him up in the air and bring him back. Closing your eyes and diving at players' feet in this league, you can't stay in this league playing like that. It's been the biggest problem with the Falcons defense this year.
Did he close his eyes?
I would imagine he completely missed him.
Best starting field position of the day for the Falcons from their own 31. Bootleg by Vick. And Michael Vick has a first down out to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 14 yards.
I think he just got stuck into the ground there. You know, he's not a good slider. He has never figured that out. So he just awkwardly goes. It's like driving your Ferrari, Kenny, you know, down the New Jersey Turnpike and then hitting the Jake brake. And then, like he just sort of bounces off his neck there and his shoulder pads. not a real smooth landing.
He told us earlier this year that he is scared to slide. He feels safer to run and then fall.
That's a scared-looking dive right there.
From the 45 on first down, the handoff, Duckett. And Duckett tackled by Brian Kelly after a gain of 2.
Well, guys, Michael Vick, if you've noticed, he takes the knee brace off. That left knee he's had on for several weeks. And this morning he said to me, I feel a lot more comfortable now that the knee brace is off. I'm going to let loose. I'm going to run a lot more than you've seen. I especially want to run very early, make them scared of that double threat. Back to you guys.
Well, Vick has run 3 times so far today for 23 yards. Thanks, Jake. Told us yesterday he feels 100% health-wise, which is unusual in week 16. Vick fires, and it was batted down. Derek Brooks got a piece of it.
Mike Vick throws a lot of balls almost sidearm. And so if you get in the passing lane, you can knock these passes down. Watch his arm. That ball just got batted right down to the line of scrimmage. You know, he's only 6 feet tall. And so sometimes, you know, those trees just get in his way. He can't find the right passing lane. This sets up a key 3rd down play here.
Fans on their feet, 3rd down and 8.
3 receivers over here, Kenny.
Falcons have to get to the Bucks 45. Vick from the shotgun. Can't find anyone, and down he goes. Simeon Rice with the sack, his 11th of the season.
The disappointing part about that sack is they actually brought L.J. Crumpler in to block Simeon Rice. Watch L.J. Crumpler right here. He's actually blocking him on the outside. But there was pressure in the middle. See, Simeon, he comes on the outside. He's going to take the path of least resistance.
Michael Kanan punting to Mark Jones. Jones across midfield. There is a flag as Jones is finally hauled down after a 52-yard return.
You know how you know this play is coming back? When the offensive line
During the
start walking
return,
out.
illegal block in the back, number 86 receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of a foul. First down, Tampa Bay.
It's on backup wide receiver, Edel Shepard. So that 52-yard return by Jones is erased. It was an illegal block on the punter, Kanan.
All right, take a look at where the blue line is there at the 25-yard line. That's where Tampa Bay had returned that ball to because of the illegal block by Edel Shepard on the punter, who was going to make the play anyways. They lose 45 yards of field position.
Instead, the Bucs start from their own 30 as Sims hands off on first down to Cadillac Williams, and he picks up 2, setting up 2nd down and 8.
Look at the offensive leaders here today. Cadillac averaging just a little over 3 yards a carry here today. I always thought, I was watching Michael Pittman in practice, the backup running back, and he was a big part of this game plan. He was catching a lot of balls, running a lot in practice. He's a guy that they love in the passing game. They love putting Pittman out at wide receiver and see if they can get a good matchup there.
Pittman split to the left, 2nd down and 8. Sims looks right, and the pass is caught by Galloway. Good second effort. He picks up the first down.
Joey Galloway is a guy that had a chance, I thought, to make the Pro Bowl this season. Nothing against Santana Moss or Steve Smith or Larry Fitzgerald, but Galloway's had a Pro Bowl season. And really, John Gruden has revitalized a lot of older receivers, guys that, you know, are in the twilight of their career. Look at some of them. Irving Fryer in Philadelphia is the first one that he coached at age 34. Still to this day, the best season receiving ever by a Philadelphia Eagle in its history. Tim Brown, Jerry Rice, of course, out in Oakland. Keenan McCardell here.
Sims in trouble, gets rid of it, and it is picked off. Guess who? Keith Brooking, who was the last player to intercept Chris Sims, and that was 5 weeks ago.
And it was a couple of things. It was great coverage on Joey Galloway, and then it was pressure by Patrick Carney on the backside that forced a bad throw. Atlanta Falcons Pro Bowl players stepping up on that play to create a play.
There was a late flag as well. First time Sims has been intercepted in 128 pass attempts since Brooking did it back on November 20th.
Keith Brooking could be a nightmare for Chris Sims here.
After the interception, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 56 of the intercepting team. Threw the ball toward the bench, taunting the Tampa Bay bench. 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10. Atlanta keeps the ball.
Good play, bad play by Keith Brooking. Watch Patrick Carney come on the backside here against Kenyatta Walker. See, coverage allowed Carney to keep coming. And then watch Keith Brooking here in the middle. Just reading the eyes of Chris Sims the whole way. Trying to get that ball into Alex Smith, the tight end. Forced it in there. That's what you want to do. You want to try to make your quarterback go from his first read and then adjust his eyes to that second read. And Keith Brooking adjusted his eyes to Sims.
4th interception of the season for Keith Brooking. And now the Falcons start from their own 47-yard line. Warwick done. And he's wrapped up by Shelton Quarles, starting his 100th game as a Buccaneer today.
Keith Brooking this year was really sacrificed himself. I mean, he'd really love to play the weak side linebacker spot where he gets to cover the running backs out of the backfield. He gets the blitz, but because of 2 injuries to middle linebackers this season, he stepped up and played. It's not his best position. He doesn't particularly love it, but in that position, he's made a lot of big plays for him this season.
And Hartwell out for the year, so Brooking moved to the middle. Off the play fake, Vick to Crumpler. And Algie Crumpler picks up a 1st down, takes it all the way down to the Bucs 38, 15-yard pass play.
You know, in the last minute here of this game, we've seen Patrick Carney with a good quarterback rush. We've seen Brooking with an interception. We've seen Vick throw a ball to his favorite target in the Pro Bowl tight end. Seen 4 Pro Bowl players from the Falcons right there step up and make big plays. And that's what you have to do. That's what you're paying those guys for. That's why you're the marquee players. And in a game where you got to have it, they have to play huge.
Only the Colts are sending more players to the Pro Bowl than the Falcons. Vick hucking it again for Roddy White, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah, but the fact that they're stressing the safeties. You have got to attack safeties in this league right now. Watch, I mean, here's Brian Kelly back there. Actually, that's a beautiful throw by Michael Vick. Put it right on the fingertips. But you have to make safeties think pass first rather than run. Because in the Bucs scheme, going back to the John Lynch days, safeties were always here first to tackle. And to tackle the ball carriers and the run. And not play pass coverage first.
Now 2nd and 10. Vick hands it off to Dunn. And again, it's Shelton Quarles. The first Buck in on the tackle, a gain of 3 for Warwick Dunn.
Here's the offensive Pro Bowlers. Half of the Pro Bowl nominees here from the Falcons on offense. Vick at quarterback. That's, I think, more out of respect around the league. Defensive players, what they think about him. Rod Coleman, of course, his first Pro Bowl. Keith Brooking. Coleman probably should have gone last season. Sometimes it takes a great year to get the recognition.
6 Falcons heading to Hawaii. That pass was tipped and then caught, but not enough for the 1st down. Caught by Algie Crumpler, about 2.5 yards shy of the marker.
This down right here, I mean, I think you're 8-6 in this division. You're on the road. I think you've got to stay aggressive. You've got the best rushing attack in football. You've got, you know, you've got the ultimate weapon in Mike Vick. I mean, I think you got to have a play for 4th and 1.5.
This would have been about a 48-yard attempt.
This is the right call for the Falcons.
Going for it on 4th and 2. And Vick nearly, his knee nearly touched the ground. He was able to maintain his balance and completes the pass for a 1st down to Jenkins.
There's probably not another quarterback that could have slipped. Jim Mora's laughing. That would have slipped here on the back pedal, on the drop.
Wow.
Been able to find his balance. Ooh. Tell you, he's He's down. They better hurry up and run this.
He sat down, but his knee never touched.
Right. And he wasn't hit.
He wasn't touched by a Buck.
So he got himself up, remained poised right there, and was able to find Jenkins on the crossing route. Great athletic ability, of course, to make that play.
So the Falcons convert on 4th down, keep their drive alive. And now Warrick Dunn gains 4, down to the Bucks 21.
I think, you know, when you go for it on 4th down in this league, in the first half like this, the game really this close, 1 score away, it sends a message to your team. You're playing here to win. You're playing to be aggressive. There's not an offensive lineman in this league that doesn't want their team to go for it on 4th and 1.
And Patrick Carney told us yesterday, tomorrow is our first playoff game.
And this is their playoff game. It starts today.
2nd down and 6. Dunn cuts to the outside. 1st down inside the 10, down to the 8. And there's a flag after Dunn gained 13 yards.
Great vision by Warrick Dunn to cut that back. It's like this may be offensive holding down the field, though. This could all come back.
Holding. Number 84 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
It's on Roddy White.
It's rookie mistakes out there by Roddy White. Here's Roddy White out there and Brian Kelly. Okay, now Warrick Dunn is gone. You've got to feel the ball carrier there. Just let him go. I mean, Warrick Dunn's already got the 1st down. He's already passed the line of scrimmage. He's running on his own at that point. That is a really costly mistake.
So instead of 1st and goal from the 8, it's 2nd and 5 from the 20. Vick to the air on 2nd down. It's caught by White. He picks up the 1st down, atoning for his penalty a moment ago. Gain of 10 yards.
Just looking at throw to Roddy White to the right. You know, all of Mike Vick's touchdown throws this year have either been to the left or over the middle. Not one over to the right side. And so what it says is that's the key. That the Bucks know that. They've watched all of his touchdown throws. But now, again, they put both wide receivers to the right over here. We'll see if they come back in motion or go across the field.
Now Jenkins in motion. Split left. White split to the right. And the Falcons keep it on the ground with Dunn. He's tackled by Quarles after gaining 2 down to the 8-yard line.
The advantage when you have tall receivers like the Falcons do. Al-J Crumpler at 6'4", Finneran 6'5", Jenkins 6'5". You get down here and you can throw jump balls. You can throw high balls to the receivers. They have an advantage with the height.
Now Jenkins split left, White in the slot to the left. Now White in motion. 2 tight ends. 2nd and goal from the 8. Vick looking end zone. He throws to Jenkins. Touchdown.
That high throw there. Jenkins going way up top for that one. And again, but that one to the left again. Another touchdown throw to the left and the 2nd touchdown pass for Vick today.
3rd touchdown reception for the 2nd-year receiver out of Ohio State, who grew up right here in Tampa, Michael Jenkins.
Really great route by Jenkins. Really sold it on Rondé Barber. I mean, you don't see Rondé Barber bite like that on a route. That was a great move and a great throw, and the right throw.
So the call by Jim Mora to go for it on 4th and 2 pays off as the Falcons score the touchdown on the 2nd touchdown pass of this first half by Michael Vick.
And of course, that was all fueled by the interception by Keith Brooking. So capitalizing on a turnover.
Matt Lair, the left guard, is the injured Falcon.
Take a look here. This is the 4th and 1 play. Mike Vick slips, gets up off the ground, keeps his poise, able to still locate his receiver, Michael Jenkins, who was huge on this drive. The 4th down catch and then the touchdown catch. And, you know, Jim Morris told us this week that they're still building this offense the way John Gruden's trying to build his offense here in Tampa Bay. And Michael Jenkins is a big building block to that offense.
Here's Todd Peterson for the extra point. He ties this game at 14. This is Michael Vick's 50th start. He's never thrown 3 touchdown passes in a game. He has 2 in the first half. Well, coming up tomorrow on Fox, the Christmas Day game, Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. The pregame gets underway at 4:30 Eastern on Fox Sports, America's most watched NFL network. The Bears can clinch their division with a victory over Green Bay.
Rex Grossman in the quarterback now. Looked like he gave him a big lift against the Falcons to begin that third quarter at Soldier Field last week.
He will make only his 7th NFL start. First since September of 04. Edel Shepard on the return takes it out to the 29. 24 yards on the return.
You know, Jim Mora was telling us last night that, you know, they're 8-6 and they're not happy about that. But they think that their team is improving. And it's not reflective really in the record. But when they came in, they had the 30th ranked offense and the 32nd ranked defense. They've now improved that defense to 14th and the offense to the 11th position. So they know they're getting better. And sometimes the record doesn't say that. I mean, it's a better division this year than it was a year ago. But I think the foundation for improvement is here right now.
Bucks start from the 29. Play action on first down. Sims rolling to his left. It's caught by Pittman. And he's forced out of bounds after a gain of 6. Well, when you finish 11-5 and go all the way to the NFC Championship game like the Falcons did last year, obviously the expectation level is raised.
Yeah, and it should be. I mean, that's what fans want. You know, the Falcons have never had back-to-back winning seasons. 40 years, never back-to-back winning seasons. In fact, Jim Mora told us they've never had back-to-back seasons where the team was even in playoff contention. And so they're battling history here in Atlanta. And there's still a lot of football to be played this season.
Second down and 3. Williams. First down. Cadillac out to the 44. Picked up 7.
Well, you look at Cadillac Williams, and I was thinking about what John Gruden told us on Thursday, Kenny. He said that after the New England Patriots pasted them last week and shut them out 28-0, he had the whole team look at the Patriots and says, that's what we want. We want an offense that's going to be here with a quarterback, receivers, running back year after year like the Patriots have kept together.
Again, Patrick Carney a little over anxious.
Offside, number 97 defense, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's the second offsides by Carney. And I tell you why he's so riled up. He says that the guy he's going against, Kenyatta Walker, loves to jam his 2 hands right to his face mask. And he said it's going on at an epidemic proportion in this league right now. And he said once you get 2 hands to the face mask, it stops your rush. And officials seem to be reluctant to call it.
Was that a technique you were ever accused of?
Yeah, and it does. It stops the opposing rush.
2-minute warning. Brian, you asked earlier what it looks like through a shield. There you have it. Coming up, our Visa halftime report with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. Scores and highlights. And the Fox Sports ticker. That's all coming up on the Visa halftime report. First down and 5 following the penalty. Sims over the top. Close to a first down is Alex Smith.
Hey, Chris Sims has had a lot of success in a hurry-up offense this year. He brought the team back the last time they played the Falcons at the end of the game. Made a couple of key throws, third downs, able to get them into field goal range to win that game, helped them win the Redskin game with a big comeback, and directing them right now.
Smith did pick up the first down from the 46. To the outside, Ike Hilliard makes his first reception of the game. He had 5 last week. And the former New York Giant gained 6.
You know, even when Chris Sims was the backup, he always took the hurry up in the 2-minute drill in Friday's practice and in Thursday's practice. And so he was always getting a lot of reps doing that particular drill. And now he does it full time, getting all the reps in practice. And so I think when you look at Chris Sims' development this year, this is one area of the game where he's been very good because he's got a lot of practice at it.
Now 2nd down and 4. Sims with time. Going deep for Galloway, incomplete.
That's a good no call down there. A little bit of contact there. One thing about Chris Sims, I think the smile never leaves his face. That's the happiest kid that I've ever seen in this league. I mean, every day. And tomorrow on Christmas Day, he can't wait just to get solid couch time. You know what I mean? Kind of just you lay down on your couch, you got the Bears and the Packers on tomorrow. I mean, just sit down there and just enjoy vegging out, just being a potato. Well, speaking of couch potatoes right there, I don't think Chris Sims wants to identify with that after tomorrow.
But he may be on his couch as well.
Yeah, I think he's had a lot of good couch time.
Play clock winding down, and the Bucs
Timeout.
use a timeout.
Tampa Bay. That's their first charge. Timeout.
So Tampa Bay with 2 timeouts remaining. The Bucs can still win their division with 2 wins and 1 Carolina loss. Tampa Bay and Washington control their own destiny. Minnesota, Dallas, and Atlanta still alive.
Yeah. In fact, we've mentioned this a couple times, but Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Carolina, all 3 teams are capable of winning this NFC South.
Carolina leading Dallas by a field goal late first half. And how about Washington?
Wow.
They were shut out by the Giants in October, 36-0.
Yeah, and how about Tiki Barber in that game? At 206 yards rushing in that game. Really a kind of an amazing performance by both of the Barbers. I know good pregame piece on them today. Both of them going to the Pro Bowl, Roddy and Tiki, for the 2nd time in a row.
3rd down and 4 for Rondé's Bucs. They have to get to the 36 for a first down. Sims off his back foot, intercepted by D'Angelo Hall. So Sims picked off for the 2nd time, and Hall, remaining in bounds, is finally chased down by Michael Pittman after a 65-yard return.
Bad throw by Sims, but the Falcons are the best team in football on 3rd down. And they constantly make big plays, and the Pro Bowlers today, Carney, Brooking, and D'Angelo Hall, act like they just got the invitation this week to go. John Gruden's not going to be happy with this decision right here, because he floated that ball. And you don't want to float it to D'Angelo Hall. He's got great ball skills, leads this team in interceptions, deserving of going to the Pro Bowl, and he looks for plays to make. One of the reasons why you draft a guy like they did a couple of years ago. Look at him. He's playing the deep ball all the way. Boy, Galloway didn't even know the ball was in the air.
6th interception this season for Hall. So Sims, who had gone 128 attempts without being intercepted, picked off on 2 of his last 6 throws here today.
And that play, partly because of the pressure of Patrick Carney, working against a double team. Got the hit on Sims. Probably never saw where that ball was being thrown. Got to call upstairs to Paul Hackett right now to find out about that coverage and what he was looking at. Usually he makes that call in comfort on Monday nights to his father, talking football.
D'Angelo Hall remains down following his 65-yard return. He was tackled from behind by Michael Pittman.
D'Angelo Hall is one of those players. He doesn't look good getting up, but he's one of those players. I mean, right now he has 6 interceptions. He can return punts for you. At one time, he wanted to be an offensive player as well. He was just a great athlete and a great football player when the ball is in his hands. Went up high for that ball, got away from the tackle. Picks up a bunch of blockers. I think walked a tightrope line right there. Michael Pittman never stopped hustling to tackle him.
And they are taking a look at the play upstairs in the replay booth to see, just to make sure that Hall stayed in bounds.
Well, from that angle right there, you can't see where his left foot touched on the sideline. So maybe another angle will show it. I bet John Gruden had a pretty good look at it, as it was D'Angelo Hall went right by him with the run back. Less than a minute to go in the first half. D'Angelo Hall will get looked at early going into the locker room. Can't tell from that angle. Picked up a lot of good blocks down the field to be able to make that run back. It's aggressive tackle by Pittman to get him down.
During the return, the runner did not step out of bounds. It's the correct spot, first down, Atlanta.
So it will be a first down on the Bucs' 13-yard line.
A little Michael Jordan going on right there. Tongue wagging out, going into the locker room.
D'Angelo has reason to wag that tongue.
Yeah, he's licking his chops is what he's doing. Sims gave him a freebie. Nice big fat one underneath the tree.
Falcons capitalized on the Brooking interception. Vick did a 360. And out of bounds. No gain on the play. Forced out by Roddy Barber at the line of scrimmage.
It's a good call, and there's a lot of defenses in this league that if Mike Vick fakes like that, they all run. But Tampa Bay has such great speed on defense, they didn't fool anybody. Roddy Barber stayed home on that backside.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Barber credited with a sack on the play.
So the 21st sack of his career.
Vick's pass is caught by the fullback Griffith. No gain. Again, it's Roddy Barber on the tackle.
Now look, here's the Falcons deal here, Kenny. I mean, look at this. It's 3rd and 10. They're in field goal range right now, so they have that. They've got tall receivers, Finneran, L.J. Crumpler, Jenkins. I think you've got to go into the end zone with this pass here. Take your shot. If it's not there, you throw it away. Go kick the field goal.
Falcons finally call timeout with 15 seconds remaining.
I think what Jim Mora is doing, if they were running the clock down, is basically playing for this one play. They could still get a first down. That's the problem with running the clock down. You could still catch it at the 3-yard line to get a first down.
Why did he not call the timeout earlier?
I think they're playing for one play here. I think they're playing for this 3rd down for the touchdown. And if he doesn't get it, if they don't make it, then they'll march Todd Peterson out there.
Fans coming up at halftime, the News Channel 8.
Regardless, it looks like Greg Knapp and Mike Vick, Ty Detmer like what they're doing here. A lot of smiles on the sideline. They've been aggressive in this first half of football, I think, though, Kenny. I think the fact that they went for it on 4th down when they could have tried a field goal, which worked out for them. They held on to the ball and ended up getting a touchdown to Michael Jenkins.
Officially 18 seconds remaining in the half. Tied at 14. 3 receivers split to the left. Griffith in the backfield. 3rd down and 10. Vick over the middle, and Dexter Jackson, the Bucs free safety, got a piece of it.
Yeah, and he had his second favorite target, Brian Finneran, one-on-one on a crossing route. If he had gotten the ball to him, it could have been a pretty good foot race with Brian Kelly for the touchdown.
So now Jim Mora sends out Todd Peterson to attempt a 31-yard field goal. Peterson has missed only 1 attempt all season, and that was from 49 yards out. So a 31-yard attempt. Matt Schaub is the holder. The kick by Peterson is straight through. So the Falcons regain the lead with 9 seconds remaining in the first half. It's now 17-14 Atlanta. Falcons have scored their last 10 points off the 2 Sims interceptions.
Off the turnovers. Mike Vick told Jim Mora, don't worry about things this week. In fact, Jim Mora said, I've said very little to my football team this week. They know what's at stake here. They know how important this game is. They've got to win to stay alive.
The playoffs are at stake, and if the playoffs started before today's action, these are the quarterbacks you would see in the NFC.
Well, you're going to see Matt Hasselbeck in the Pro Bowl this year. You'll see Rex Grossman. The Bears clinch the NFC North. Eli Manning, of course, already in good position there. Jake Delhomme going to the Pro Bowl.
He's made 4 postseason starts.
Yeah. Of course, the one loss was in the Super Bowl to New England a couple seasons ago.
Mark Brunell went to the AFC Championship game with Jacksonville.
A lot of experience at the quarterback position. Of course, Mike Vick has been in the postseason a couple of times.
Won a playoff game in Green Bay. Ernest Graham able to field that short kickoff and takes it into Falcons territory. So the Bucs will have time for one play with 5 seconds remaining in the half. Line of scrimmage, the Falcons 47. Remember, the half cannot end on a defensive penalty. So do you think Sims will huck it here?
Well, he's hucked a couple here lately that were intercepted. So I think they're done with hucking it. Of course, remember, hucking is a Jim Mora term. I don't think John Gruden, an offensive guy, believes in hucking the ball. I think he believes in throwing smart passes to open receivers.
You may as well huck it with 5 seconds remaining. Who cares if it's picked off in the end zone?
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot.
Try and draw a pass interference penalty.
You can always do that. Of course, can't end on a... Stay aggressive here. I tell you who loves when they huck it in this situation is the defensive backs. Because so much of how they get voted to the Pro Bowl or how they get compensated in contracts is by how many interceptions they get. Nobody ever remembers if it's from a huck on a Hail Mary or if it's a great defensive play.
From the 47. Sims taken down. Patrick Carney with the sack on the final play of the first half.
They also like it. Defensive ends also love it as well.
The Falcons are 8-0 this season when leading at the half, and they have a 3-point lead here in Tampa. 6.5 sacks this season for Patrick Carney. A 17-14 lead for the Falcons over the Bucs. Will return to Tampa right after these messages. Halftime here in Tampa. Atlanta Falcons leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by the score of 17-14 as we welcome you back to Raymond James Stadium. Kenny Albert with Brian Baldinger. Brian, your thoughts on half number one?
It's your basic NFC South broadcast. I mean, it's about as even as you can get. A couple turnovers here kind of swings things, but two balanced football teams going at it. Big plays by their big play players back and forth. And so it's going to be more of the same in the second half. I guess who doesn't turn the ball over as much in the second half? Because we're getting great performances from the people that we were counting on today. Mike Vick, Brooking, Carney. Their Pro Bowl players have been great. But look at the stats kind of say just how even the whole picture is right here. I mean, 140 to 138 yards, points off the turnovers right there. I mean, both teams are playing well. Both teams need this game for what they want to do this season. So a heck of a 30 minutes in front of us.
2 touchdown passes for both quarterbacks, Chris Sims and Michael Vick, as we check in downstairs with Jay Glazer. Jay?
Well, guys, at halftime, Jim Mora said I did not give my normal halftime speech, which is usually rah-rah, some rage. He said instead, I try to keep it very even keel. I want these guys just to be steady. We're playing steady, and that's fine. On the other side, John Gruden, he's getting frustrated with their pass protection. He said, you know what, you got to block somebody in order to make a throw in this league. And 2 points of injuries, guys. Number 1, D'Angelo Hall, he hurt his shoulder on that interception. Mora told me, I'm not sure if he's going to return. We're going to have to mix and match back there in the secondary. And also, as we were talking, wide receiver Michael Clayton of the Buccaneers walked past and went into the x-ray room with a toe injury. Don't know his status yet. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks very much, Jay. Second half kickoff taken by Edel Shepard of the Bucs. And Shepard is cut down at the 24-yard line by Cam Newton. We check out first half fantasy numbers. Michael Vick, 2 touchdown passes. Warwick Dunn, 48 yards on the ground. Mike Alstott with a 13-yard touchdown reception, his 7th trip to the end zone this season. For more, log on to foxsports.com on MSN, keyword fantasy. Chris Sims intercepted twice in the second quarter, leading to the last 10 Atlanta Falcon points. From the 24, they give to number 24, Cadillac Williams, and he gains 3. Out to the 27, Keith Brooking made the tackle. It will be second down and 7.
I think what Jake Glazer reported on about what John Gruden told him is absolutely right, that you've got to be able to pass protect in this league. And really, John Gruden has as much volume of his offense of anybody in pro football today. But he's so limited because he constantly has to keep extra blockers in order to protect his quarterback.
On second and 7, the pitch to Williams. And he's forced back after a gain of 1, so a 3rd and 6 coming up for the Bucs. Ike Reese in on the tackle, a longtime Philadelphia Eagle for the Atlanta Falcons.
But it always starts up front. And so, you know, John Gruden, I think we mentioned this in the first half, that he wanted his whole team to look at the New England Patriots last year, a team that has won 3 of the last 4 Super Bowls. And you see Brady and David Givens and Corey Dillon, guys that have been there. And that's what he's trying to build here, but it starts with the wall up front to be able to get those things done.
Sims on 3rd and 6, diving attempt made by Galloway, but the pass incomplete, and the Bucs go 3 and out.
Perfect example right there of what Gruden was talking about. There's a 3rd and 6 situation, Kenny. They get 5 receivers out, but it's all in a short area. I mean, nobody's got enough yards here for the first down. Sims is forced to throw this ball on 3-step drive. So the receivers never get down the field very far to attack the defense.
First 3 and out today, Bryant, for either team. Bidwell punting to Finneran. Good kick. And a fair catch back at the 18-yard line. Called for by Finneran. A 54-yard punt by the Pro Bowler, Josh Bidwell. '77th consecutive sellout here at Raymond James Stadium.
And why not? What else on a Saturday afternoon, the day before Christmas, you're going to do?
From the 18-yard line, Warwick Dunn cuts to the outside and is forced out of bounds by Rondé Barber after a gain of 4.
Okay, you know, this team is built around 6 Pro Bowlers, all of them making big contributions here in the first half. Here's 5. You can see Michael Vick, 2 touchdown passes, tying his career high in the first half. Warwick Dunn, halfway to 100. Alge Crumpler contributing, of course, on defense. Keith Brooking and D'Angelo Hall playing well, along with Rod Coleman, defensive tackle, going to his first Pro Bowl.
Second down and 6. Here's Dunn. By the way, Brian, Kevin Schaefer has replaced the injured Matt Lair on the Falcons offensive line.
Todd Weiner back in there at right tackle. You know, it's this time of the year. Guys are beat up, trying to keep guys out there as long as they can right now, patching them up, whatever it takes. They know. I mean, everybody on this Falcon team knows what's at stake right here. The fun thing is not getting caught up in the pressure and what can happen, what won't happen. The fun is coming out here and just playing in this atmosphere.
Falcons are 0 for 4 today on 3rd down. They did convert a 4th down, which led to a touchdown. Here's Vick, chased by Rice. And Michael Vick has the first down. Up the sidelines, all the way out to the 38-yard line. Vick gaining 14.
That's a Mike Vick run. And, you know, and you see him with the smile on his face right there. There is nothing more demoralizing to any defense when he gets loose. And this is a run that Terry Bradshaw asked me about in the pregame today, is the runs that are just spontaneous, that aren't planned, that aren't called. That's when he's at his most effective, when he's just freelancing out there like that.
Vick with 37 yards today on 5 carries. From the 38. Vick can't find anyone. And he slides back to the line of scrimmage, hit by Brooks at the 38-yard line. So it will be a second down and 10.
Really, the Bucs defensive line did a great job of just containing Mike Vick that time and not letting him get outside, because that's what he was looking to do. But Simeon Rice in there, Monty Kitfins just rushing 4 on that play right there. They did a good job of forcing Vick back into the middle and making him slide.
Carolina continues to lead Dallas by a field goal. Not good news for either of these clubs. They could both use a Carolina loss. 2nd and 10 done. Warwick Dunn out to the 41. Gain of 4. Dwayne White made the tackle. A little bit of extracurricular activity.
Warwick Dunn right there in the middle. And if you look at closely at Warwick Dunn every game, he's got a silver chain that he wears. It's like basically a dog collar. That he said that he bought his rookie season. And he wears it every game. In fact, there's a couple of games where it was broken. And in the middle of a play, he actually reached up and grabbed it in the air and made sure that he caught it. It's good luck charm that he's never without on any game.
You can't lose a good luck charm.
Never. That's why it's good luck.
Here's Vick on 3rd and 7. Under pressure, he spins away from Quarles. And now Vick fires downfield. The pass short, intended for Michael Jenkins.
He just left the defenders of Tampa Bay gassed on that particular play. Like they're wondering, like Houdini, how he got out of it. Simeon Rice coming up here at the top. He's contained Dwayne White. They hit him. Shelton Quarles hits him. Now here comes a sea of red after him. Just his face mask in the middle. A couple guys just get blown up there.
How many yards? How many yards do you think you ran on that play?
The odometer says 103.
Michael Kanan punting from his own 30 off the side of his foot. Does take a bit of a Falcons roll, and it lands out of bounds at the 20-yard line. A 39-yard punt by Kanan. You know, Michael Vick has heard so much criticism through the years that, you know, he's not your textbook quarterback.
Yeah.
All the guy does is win.
Yeah, and he gets voted to the Pro Bowl for the 3rd time because everybody respects his talent and knows how dangerous he can be.
Here's Cadillac Williams. Cadillac gaining 9 out to the 29-yard line. Brought down by Chauncey Davis. Well, coming up January 2nd, the 70th AT&T Cotton Bowl on Fox as Texas Tech battles Alabama. Gets underway at 11 Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Think she'll be watching the Cotton Bowl?
What is she eating? That's like just a hunk of pork.
I think we should send Jay Glazer to find out. With that run, Cadillac goes over 1,000 yards in his rookie season.
Heck of a rookie season, too. I mean, the Tampa Bay Bucks were 5-11 last year. And this year, in the offseason, Gruden was like, we're going to be a much better team. And everybody's like, you were 5-11 last year. But a couple of pieces. You draft a Cadillac Williams and you get off to a 4-0 start. Remember, he was the talk of the league the first 4 weeks of the season this year. Everywhere you went, it was about the Cadillac.
Here's Cadillac up the middle, out across the 40 to the 41 over those first 3 weeks. 434 yards on the ground, an NFL record for a rookie in his first 3 games.
And if you look at this offense, right, and there's Cadillac Williams out there. Then you have a guy like Dan Benning at left guard and Alex Smith at tight end. I mean, there's 3 rookies out there starting on what a lot of people say is the most complicated offense in football.
2 tight ends. Beck shifting into the backfield. On first down, penalty marker. Sims underneath the Cadillac, another flag. So 2 penalty markers as Cadillac is brought down at the 45 after picking up 4.
Holding, number 67 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Kenyatta Walker down there right now.
Walker, the Bucks' right tackle, going up against Patrick Carney. Kenyatta Walker out, replaced by Todd Stussy at right tackle. 1st and 20 following the penalty from the 31. And Sims' pass is caught by Michael Pittman. And Pittman takes it out to the 40, a gain of 9.
Kenyatta Walker, of course, came in today with with a bad shoulder, banged up. Right now, it looks like he's something wrong with his leg right there. The size 17 shoe. He said when he was 12, he wore a size 12. When he was 13, he was a 13. He was 14, he was worse. He said finally his mother just started praying that the foot would stop growing. And it did at age 17, at a size 17.
What size shoe do you wear?
I'm a 15. I did the same thing. I started praying that it would stop growing too.
Alex Smith breaks free and picks up a first down in Falcons territory.
Alex Smith is on his way to his best day as the rookie tight end here in Tampa Bay. Heck of a good draft by John Gruden, trying to build this offense to the one that they lost, in the likes of the one that they lost to last week up in New England. And the components are starting to come together.
Dallas has taken the lead on Carolina. Good news for the Bucs and the Falcons. 17-13 Cowboys. Cadillac down to the 42.
Hey guys, John Gruden is not the only one who notices, Baldy, that rookies are huge to this offense. In fact, ever the motivator, earlier this week he threw on a tape of superstar professional football players from back in their rookie days, Marshall Faulk, Sterling Sharp, and he said, hey, Cadillac, Alex Smith, this is what it takes to be a stud your rookie year. Late in the year, if we're going to be successful, you need to emulate these guys. Back to you.
And Jay, on that last run, Cadillac sets a franchise record for rushing yards by a rookie. Eric Rett was the record holder. This pass to the 38-yard line to Alex Smith. And Smith unable to hang on, so a 3rd and 6 coming up for the Bucs from the Falcons 41.
The one guy that's not a part of the offense right now is Michael Clayton. He's out with a bad toe, and that's a guy that they were really counting on in his second year after a year last year where he caught 80 passes, but he never was in shape this season, and he's been a disappointment to this offense.
Penalty markers prior to the snap.
False start, number 75 offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's on the veteran, 2-time Pro Bowler Todd Stussy in for the injured Walker. A look at Clayton on the Bucs sideline.
He had 2 off-season knee surgeries and came to camp 12 pounds overweight. Had a pretty easy go of it last year on a bad team, and really he never got himself into shape and didn't really understand what it takes in order to be a professional. And so Joey Galloway has just stepped up and taken his passes from him and his reps. Adele Shepard, other guys of Alex Smith have taken his position.
Sims on 3rd and long, complete to Smith, but he is hit back at the 49-yard line. Nice tackle by the Pro Bowler Rod Coleman, a loss of 3 on the play.
And I tell you, that's a great play by the Pro Bowler there, Rod Coleman. But what's happened with this Tampa Bay offense right now is they don't have confidence in their offensive line to protect Chris Sims. And so they cannot get the ball down to Joey Galloway down the field right now. And they're forced to throw it short play after play.
Galloway with only 2 receptions today for 12 yards. Bidwell punting from the 40. Taken at the 11, a fair catch called for by Fitterin, 38-yard punt.
Where improving home improvement never ends. And by State Farm. Great service, great rates. That's why 40 million drivers trust State Farm.
Back in Tampa, Falcons leading by 3. If the Falcons win, they cannot be eliminated from playoff contention today. D'Angelo Hall off on the sidelines. Will not return. Couple of backup offensive linemen in for Atlanta, Austin King and Barry Stokes. Here's Warwick Dunn on the first down carry, picks up 2 as we send it west for a game break to Terry Bradshaw.
All right, Kenny, thank you very much. Cowboys trailing Carolina, but this 43-yard touchdown run by Julius Jones, his first touchdown since week 3, 154 yards rushing on the day, and 2 touchdowns give the Cowboys a 17-13 lead over the Carolina Panthers. Back to Kenny Albert and Brian Baldinger.
All right, good job, Terry.
Yeah, that was excellent, Terry. Good energy out of Bradshaw there.
Yeah, we like that.
Guy that knows a little bit about the postseason in football, huh?
Just a little bit, right? Vick out of the shotgun. He fires, and the catch is made by Roddy White.
Ooh, they gave him a bad spot. Give it to him short of the first down here.
Just short. 8 yards for White with under 5 minutes remaining, third quarter.
Have a little time for Kenny Duckett to come into the game. You know, that DVD offense of Dunn, Vick, and Duckett. I think it's time for your 255-pound back to get in there. He was stopped short last week on a 3rd and 1 and a 4th and 1. But this is his territory.
Duckett in the game, 3rd and short. It's Vick on the keeper, and he looks to have the Falcons first down.
Yeah. Didn't get a chance to give it to T.J. Duckett there. Just Vick with the quarterback sneak.
Falcons now at 99 yards rushing for the game. They're the only team in the NFL that has rushed for at least 100 yards in every game this season.
And lead the league, averaging just under 170 yards a game.
Duckett remains in the backfield along with Fred McCrary. From the 22. Vick off his back foot. And the pass is caught by McCrary, his 3rd catch of the year, the 9-year veteran out of Mississippi State. And he's brought down by Jermaine Phillips.
And I think the Falcons have a lot of the same concerns that the Bucs have in offense right now, that their offensive line really can't hold up against a very good pass rushing defensive line of Tampa Bay. And right now, I remember the first quarter we're talking about Vick hucking the ball. He hasn't hucked it since. I mean, he's just, right now, he's just getting the ball out of his hands as quickly as he possibly can.
Only 80 yards in the air for Vick, 12 of 17. 2nd and 10, Vick. He hesitated and is tackled by Ryan Neese at the 24, gain of only 2.
You know, Tampa Bay has great speed on defense, but Mike Vick here, he's got exactly what he wants. He's got the defensive end running inside. Now here's Ryan Neese. There's a time when Mike Vick thought he would just outrun anybody in this league. And right here, Ryan Neese made him stop and cut back inside.
I was surprised he hesitated.
Yeah, he'd hesitate. He never used to hesitate.
3rd down and 7. Falcons have to get to the 32 for a first. 3 receivers. Vick from the shotgun. He steps up. He throws, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Roddy White, deflected off his fingertips.
Yeah, you like to see your starting wide receiver make that catch. Not a perfect throw, but still on the hands here. Mike Vick steps up and pressures the pocket. No, it's not an easy catch, but it was there. Not as accurate as you want it. Mike Vick steps up and throws. He says he's not the most accurate guy when he does that. So you'd like to see a little better response from your receiver.
Michael Kanan punting to Mark Jones. Backpedals to the 23. Breaks 1 tackle.
Now, this is some performance by the Atlanta Falcons special teams all day long.
Ike Reese getting downfield. That's why he went to the Pro Bowl last year as a special teamer. 3 touchdowns for Santana Moss today. 2 from Mark Brunell, 1 from Patrick Ramsey. Redskins lead the Giants by 11. Cowboys over the Panthers. The Buccaneers would clinch a playoff spot today with a win and losses by both Dallas and Washington. But the Redskins have that 11-point lead. Now the Bucs go to work from their own 18-yard line as Cadillac spins out to the 20. Gain of 2.
Kenyatta Walker back in there at offensive line for Tampa Bay. And for Atlanta, all kinds of shuffles in the secondary. That's Brian Scott there. He's back at safety right now. Got Amari Lowe in at corner for D'Angelo Hall. Constantine Ritzman right now starting at defensive end. Guy they just picked up from Buffalo's practice squad. Guy that was born in Germany and played at the University of Tennessee.
Went to high school his senior year as an exchange student here in the state of Florida. 2nd down and 8. Williams And he's bottled up after getting just one by Patrick Carney.
And, you know, and you're getting boos here from the fans at Raymond James Stadiums, and I understand why. But they're so conservative right now. And the fact is, they've got all these backups in the Atlanta Falcons secondary right now. Amari Lowe, all these different guys, and they can't attack them because the defensive front of the Falcons are controlling this football game, and they're winning the battle against Tampa's offensive line.
Now Galloway split left, Hilliard split right. 3rd down and 7. Sims under pressure from Rod Coleman. Down he goes.
There you go.
Coleman with the sack. He now has 10.5 as we send it west once again to Terry Bradshaw in Los Angeles.
Thank you, Kenny. After Jake Delhomme fumbled, it was recovered by Steve Smith, picks it up, runs out of the bounds, tackled by Newman, and then Roy Williams gets a hand on him. Smith gets up. Steve Smith puts his hand on the line judge, Mark Steinkirchner. Flag comes out, and Smith is ejected from this football game. A close one, 17-13. Dallas on top of Carolina. Back to Kenny and Brian.
Wow, so Steve Smith ejected from that Cowboys-Panthers game. This punt taken back to the 41-yard line by DeAndre Cobb. 7-yard return, only a 38-yard punt.
Kenny, once again, the Falcons defensive line controlling this game. Watch Rod Coleman on the last 3rd down play right here. He's got a one-on-one block with Dan Benning right there and Anthony Davis, and together, the two of them can't control Rod Coleman. Another Pro Bowl player stepping up for Atlanta here today. And there's Chris Sims trying to get the ball out of his hands, trying to read a defense, find the open receiver. Right now, Tampa Bay's offense can't function for the 2nd week in a row. They couldn't against New England last week, and they aren't here today against Atlanta.
Shut out by the Patriots last weekend. T.J. Duckett picks up 2 on the final play of the 3rd quarter. No scoring in the quarter. As we head to the 4th, the Falcons on the road with a 3-point lead over the Bucs. Tampa Bay Bucs back at home for the first time in 4 weeks. Played their last 3 on the road. They trail by 3 as we start this 4th quarter. Falcons leading 17-14 as Vick fires to the end zone. Incomplete.
Vick just thought he had his first 3-touchdown game of his career. And it was a beautiful throw. Dropped by Roddy White in the end zone. And this isn't a Huck. This is, tell you, got to be able to possess that ball all the way to the ground here. Different rules in the end zone than in the field. All he has to remember that touchdown catch by Butch Johnson from the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, where he caught the ball and then he rolled to the ground and the ball came out. But right there, I tell you, it looks like he pulled that ball into his body. This may be Mike Vick's first 3-touchdown game.
It's worth a challenge by Jim Mora.
Brown can't cause a fumble.
The call on the field was an incomplete pass, so if Jim Mora challenges this, Bill Levy would have to...
Atlanta's challenging the ruling on the field that it was an incomplete pass.
There
We'll
must
review
be
the play.
Indisputable visual evidence that it was, in fact, a legal catch in the end zone by Roddy White. We'll find out when we return.
The Chevy Red Tag. By Best Buy, thousands of possibilities, get yours. By the LeBrons and Nike. And by Miller, there's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
Bill Levy is ready. It will either be a touchdown or third down and 8.
The play, although the receiver possessed the ball and got 2 feet down, he was going to the ground on his own. He lost the ball when he hit the ground in the end zone. It's an incomplete pass. Atlanta will be charged their first time out and their last challenge.
I guess it's the whole possession thing here. No question. He got both feet in. Right, left foot is in the end zone. Right foot in the end zone. He's now pulled the ball into his body here. I mean, you don't have to. That ball could come loose right there in the end zone. Not like the regular field.
That's the second challenge today involving Roddy White.
Yeah.
So a 3rd down and 8 from the Bucs 39. Vick in trouble. Down he goes. Dexter Jackson, the MVP of Super Bowl 37, with the sack, and Vick is shaken up.
Watch, they actually dropped Simeon Rice into coverage here this time, their best pass rusher, and bring the safety from the other side. A little bit of Monty Kiffin deception. Watch Simeon Rice going to drop here, and then here comes Dexter Jackson. I thought that sometimes that's a penalty for slinging the quarterback to the ground like that. This has just been way too many times this year where Mike Vick has needed assistance to get off the field.
And last year here in Tampa, in a 27-0 loss, he was knocked out of the game.
Had an injury to the hamstring this year, to the knee, to the ribs.
John Gruden, and there's Matt Schaub, the Falcons backup. John Gruden loves Michael Vick. He refers to him as Starship 7. He says, if I coached Michael Vick, I would change my entire offensive scheme.
Well, I don't think he's going to get that opportunity, but this is the third time now in a row against the Bucs that they've taken Mike Vick out of the game for at least a play.
Mark Jones on the return for the Bucs. And Jones tackled from behind at the 25-yard line by Michael Boley. Vick looking to walk it off on the sidelines. Dexter Jackson with his first sack of the season. We are told Michael Vick is all right and will return on the Falcons' next possession.
Either way, he's been hit too many times here today, but that's a credit to Tampa Bay's defense.
And now Chris Sims and the Bucs start from their own 25. Penalty marker as Sims finally gets rid of it to Galloway. And he takes it out to the 35.
Holding number 67 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, this is what Chris Sims has to work with. Watch the route, the distance of the routes here. Nobody is going to run a route deeper than 5 yards. There's Allstott and Cadillac Williams right there, and here on the other side, 5-yard stop routes. I mean, John Gruden right now has no confidence in his offensive line. And it's demonstrated by those routes that he ran on first down, and then on top of that, your right tackle just gets a holding call.
So the Bucs backed up 10 yards. All the way to the 15. Sims near side, Allstott. And Allstott bounced off the first tackle attempt and gains 11, setting up 2nd down and 9.
But I think, you know, when John Gruden is talking about putting this offense together, that's what they have to address in the offseason, is they have to get better offensive linemen. They got to get guys that can hold up one-on-one in pass protection against the league's best players, like a Carney and a Rod Coleman. And then guys that can drive people off the football. I mean, that's what they have to look for here in the next stage, because they've got plenty of talent on the outside net running back.
On 2nd and 9, it's Cadillac Williams. And Williams out across the 30. Gain of 4. Patrick Carney made the tackle. It will be 3rd down and 4. Remember, tomorrow, the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. And we will have it for you on Fox, starting with the pregame show at 4:30 Eastern. Bears can clinch the NFC North with a victory over their arch rivals.
Kenny, after all the gift giving tomorrow, I mean, I am going to be right there in the middle of the couch, just enjoying every moment of that game.
I had no doubt.
Yeah.
Sims over the middle, and the Bucs pick up the first down as the catch is made by the tight end, Anthony Becht, for a gain of 17. And for Vick, it's his first catch today, his first reception in the last 4 games.
Well, Chris Sims does a good job. I mean, he's been hurried all day long, but now, when he was given time, he's able to find the open receiver. And that's a credit to Chris Sims' toughness, a guy that has been chased, battered, hit, sacked, that he hasn't been flustered yet. Good play action here.
Off the play fake to Cadillac. Sims rolling left. Under pressure. Penalty flag as he throws it away. He was being chased by the rookie out of Iowa, Jonathan Babineau.
Holding, number 71 offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That was a one receiver route that time to Joey Galloway. All play action, max protection. Try to get the ball down the field to him. See, just a zone. Jason Webster on the outside. You see Anton Edwards on the inside. Kenyatta Walker just coming out of the game right now. He's been banged up, so Todd Stussy in at right tackle.
Now 1st and 20 following the penalty. Sims able to get rid of it. And that's only the 3rd catch today for Joey Galloway, who was held without a catch in Atlanta last month.
You know, John Gruden has had an amazing history working with older wide receivers. I mean, Galloway didn't catch a pass in the first game. They didn't really have the ball that often. And all the receivers say the same thing after coming to work with John Gruden. They all say, I wish I would have had him sooner in my career. I wish I could have learned from John much earlier, because I've learned so much.
2nd and 14. Sims to Galloway. And Joey Galloway has the first down. When he was picked by Seattle in the 1st round, the Eagles had the pick just before Seattle. They selected Mike Mamula, and Galloway always reminds Gruden, I could have been with you 10 years earlier had the Eagles made a different selection.
Probably been up the charts in the record books a whole lot more, too. That time, a good job of protection. A lot of help from Mike Allstott in protecting that time, allowed that route to develop.
A 21-yard completion from Sims to Galloway. So the Bucs are in Falcons territory. 10.5 remaining, 4th quarter. Williams. Good push down to the 31. Gain of 5, finally brought down by Boley.
Really a pretty good job all the way around by, I think, Atlanta's defense on Cadillac today. See, they're shuffling linemen in and out right now, trying to keep them fresh in the 4th quarter. Week 16, fatigue, guys being held by chicken wire, by scotch tape right now, just trying to hold it together. Tampa Bay 85 yards rushing. Pretty good day so far for Atlanta's defense here.
Are you fresh?
Oh, believe me, I got a playoff run in me.
Off the play fake. Bobbled and caught, and then dropped by Smith. Incomplete. Alex Smith thought about running before he had possession. He was hit by Chauncey Davis.
Look at this, Kenny. I mean, everybody is slow getting up. Everybody's nicked up at this point. I mean, it happens every year. I mean, who's got something left in the tank? Who's got? You always talk about you got to will it, you got to want it. All those things that Lombardi said, they're all true. And everybody right now is exhausted. Everybody's got a nick here and being carted off the field. Everybody needs a little splash of water right here.
You played for Tom Landry. What would his message be in a game like this?
I think he would just say that you've got to. I mean, he was play to play. Just keep playing as hard as you can each play. And when you keep playing hard, every play, forget about the score, good things happen to your football team. Effort always translates into good things.
Vick waiting for another chance. His Falcons lead by 3.
Vic said that his favorite gift as a kid growing up was Nintendo. And now all he wants is a victory in the NFL here in Week 16.
And a chance in the playoffs. 3rd down and 5. Pittman. And he's tackled short of a first down by DeMario Williams.
Now this is going to be about a 50-yard attempt for Matt Bryant.
His career long is 47. Line of scrimmage, the 32.
You'd like to get the ball a little bit further down the field, Kenny, on 3rd down to make this a little bit more makeable.
He's attempted only one 50-yarder this year. It was from 52 yards out. Remember, Bryant kicked the game winner in Atlanta last month from 45, and this will be a 50-yard attempt. Bidwell, the holder. Remember, his career-long 47. Ball placed down by Bidwell, and the kick by Bryant is good. A career-long 50-yard field goal for the former Arena League star, NFL Europe star. He spent some time with the Giants, the Colts, and the Dolphins. And now for John Gruden's Bucks, Bryant ties this game at 17.
Matt Bryant to kick off.
Back in Tampa, a 9-play, 43-yard drive. Chris Sims, 5 of 6, 54 yards on the drive.
John Gruden, a little bit of instruction. He calls Chris Sims his robot, that he has to basically program the robot every week. It's an exhausting exercise, but when he has a drive like that, it all pays itself off.
DeAndre Cobb on the return. And Gruden has had great success with robots named Gannon and Johnson
and Grease
in the past. Yes. 14-yard return. Tempers flare.
Well, that's not smart. Fred McCrary just threw a punch right there at the kicker, Matt Bryant. No flag so far. Maybe they can get this all sorted out without that.
It's the NFC South whenever
guys are laughing at Fred McCrary taking a two-hand shiver to the kicker. Matt Bryant picking on our kicker.
Whenever these teams get together, you can expect some of this stuff.
It's got the crowd on its feet, though, I'll tell you that.
Bryant showing his toughness.
Yeah. Of course, this Tampa Bay City here, of course, they won the last Stanley Cup, the Lightning. That was almost like a little fight on the ice. That gets that sport all jacked up. There's a holiday spirit out here right now.
Michael Vick back in. Falcons start from the 21. TJ Duckett up the gut. Chris Hovan, the first Buck, in on the tackle, a gain of just 2.
I think Chris Hovan has been a good addition to this Buck team. Of course, he was in Minnesota for a long time, and he was a 3 technique. He was a pass rusher. He was like a Warren Sapp up there. He's come down here, and he's the nose tackle. He anchors the middle of that defense line. He's no longer a glory guy. He doesn't have any sacks this year, but he's done a great job of tying up 2 blockers each play. Why they've been so good on defense this year.
Second down and 8. Duckett remains in the backfield and takes the handoff from Vick. And TJ Duckett has a first down, his best run today. Out to the 32, he picks up 9.
Now that time they ran right at Chris Hovan, and that's what they want to do with TJ Duckett. They think if they try to run him out to the outside, there's too much speed here. But they run right up the middle here, get the defense flowing, let him make one cut to the backside.
Shelton Quarles has come out of the game, replaced by rookie Barrett Ruud at middle linebacker. From the 32 on first down. Vick fires. Roddy White up at the 46, incomplete.
Why is it every time Roddy White attempts to catch a ball, there seems to be controversy about it? Catch, no catch. Did he possess it? Yeah, I think he took that one off the hop.
Looks to be the right call.
A little bit too low there.
So now 2nd and 10 from the 32. Fans on their feet here in Tampa, midway through the 4th quarter. Vick hands it off to Duckett. And Duckett gains 3 out to the 35, setting up 3rd down and 7 as we check in with James Brown.
Hey, Kenny, Washington, as you know, controls its own postseason destiny. Clinton Portis, 19 yards of his 85 rushing yards on this touchdown run here. Washington expands the lead over the Giants, 35-20, 12:35 left in regulation. Back to Kenny Albert and Terry Bradshaw's newest best friend, Brian Baldwin.
All right, JB, Portis with a pair of touchdowns. Redskins, as JB mentioned, control their own destiny if they win their last 2 games. Here's Vick on 3rd down, looking for the marker, and he's involved in a collision with Roddy Barber. He is close to the first.
He's very close, and he went for it too. I mean, that's the effort that you expect a team desperately trying to get to the postseason and get a win. Watch Mike Vick. There's no sliding or hesitation here. Boom. Put the helmet right in the chest of Roddy Barber. And look, he's looking right at the sticks. He's looking right to the sideline. Did I get enough? The sticks are right in front of him.
He did.
Great effort.
Just enough.
Yeah, and Monty Kiffer not sure about that spot, but Mike brought the effort that time. He got that Superman tattoo on his right hand, and that little Superman performance right there of giving up the body and giving it everything you have to get that first down and hold on to the ball.
A huge play with 6.5 remaining. 1st and 10 from the 42. Rolling left. And the catch is made in Bucs territory by Roddy White. No question about this one at the Tampa Bay 45.
Watch the fake right here of Mike Vick. Faking the run to Warrick Dunn, and watch the defense just fly on the fake. Watch everybody just take off here on this fake. Now, see, they're all bunched up here, but watch the speed come back out. That's what Tampa Bay has always had. Speed to come back and make Vick throw the ball on the run like that.
Under 6 minutes to play. Duckett and McQuarrie in the backfield. From the 45, it's Duckett. Gaining 2 down to the 43-yard line.
What Atlanta would love to do is to just run this clock and run the ball and melt and shorten this game right here. Their best offensive line, Keenan Forney, the guy I thought that should have had Pro Bowl recognition this year, down right now. He's had a bad neck coming into today's game. Was questionable all week after an injury last week up in Chicago. And this isn't just this game. You're seeing guys around the league in playoff hunts right now, banged up, carted off the field, back onto the field.
We have not seen much of Warrick Dunn in the second half, Brian.
Well, I think they want to run T.J. Duckett right into the middle of that line and wear him down a little bit here in the 4th quarter. That's a neck stinger that Keenan Forney suffered. Just basically a bolt of electricity that comes out of the side of your neck all the way down to the numbness of your fingers here. You'll see, I mean, not much right here in the picture, but he had some neck stingers last week against Chicago, and so now Atlanta has to adjust the whole offensive line. Todd Weiner goes to right guard from right tackle, and Barry Stokes goes in at right tackle. Austin King in at left guard. Basically 3 new players at different positions here in the 4th quarter.
Carolina with a 3-point lead on Dallas with just over 2 minutes remaining. 2nd and 8. Vick in trouble. Got rid of it, and a shoestring catch is made by Brian Finneran inside the 40. And Simeon Rice involved after the play.
Crazy play by Simeon Rice.
Flag thrown on Rice.
I mean, there's going to be a personal foul against Simeon Rice here.
Unsportsmanlike against the offense and defense. We're going to offset the penalty. 3rd down.
Sometimes they only catch the end of the play, but let's watch the whole thing and how this happened. Simeon Rice working against Barry Stokes here. Watch Todd Weiner come over. I don't know what Todd Weiner did. I mean, that was all Simeon Rice there at that point. I don't think that should have been offsetting penalties. Todd Weiner was just double teaming Simeon Rice there, and then he just picked him up and just body slammed him.
Offsetting penalties. Setting up 3rd down and 3. Falcons have to get to the 35. Vick going deep. And going up and making the incredible catch is Michael Jenkins. Whew. A spectacular catch by Jenkins, and it's good for 36 yards.
That was another Huck, or a perfect throw and a great catch. Got one-on-one on the outside, working against Rondé Barber, their Pro Bowl corner, and he took that ball right away from Rondé.
Bucks now call timeout. The Falcons were hurrying up to the line to try and get the next play off, so that Tampa would not be able to challenge that catch, and now Gruden calls a timeout to give himself some more time.
A great height advantage by Jenkins. Takes the ball over the head there of Rondé Barber. Can't tell anything from that angle, if that ball hit the ground or not. Remember, you need indisputable evidence here. A shot in one of these pictures, one of these replays, that shows the ball not being possessed.
Officially a 37-yard pass play from Vick to the Tampa native Michael Jenkins.
Fourth catch for Michael Jenkins today, has one of Mike Vick's 2 touchdown catches on the day. Falcons lining up like this thing is over.
And Gruden decides not to challenge after his coaches upstairs had some more looks at the play.
That was the right decision.
So a 1st and goal from the Tampa Bay 3. Duckett. Touchdown Falcons. T.J. Duckett into the end zone, giving Atlanta the lead with 4:18 remaining.
Great drive that time by the Falcons. Really mixed it up well, the run and the pass, the big play to Jenkins. Duckett on the scoreboard, playing a big role here in the 4th quarter.
Todd Peterson for the extra point. The Falcons lead is 7. With 4:18 remaining, 8th touchdown of the season for T.J. Duckett.
How about this power running right here? Right behind Fred McCrary, the fullback. Duckett never stops the legs from going, and that's with 3 backup offensive linemen in there right now. We got people questioning whether the Falcons can still run the ball, if they're still... That's the foundation of what they do here. They run the football. If you think that there's a battle on the field, Rich McKay, former general manager right here of these Bucks, now with the Atlanta Falcons, they're still, you could call some bad blood there between John Gruden and Rich McKay. In fact, I saw Rich McKay this morning. His son's name is John, after his father, John McKay. They were going out for a father and son jog this morning. Get themselves a workout in here before today. Real testimony, though, I think, to the Falcons and their best rushing attack in the league this year, that Duckett's in there for Dunn. Backup offensive lineman in there. Your right tackle playing right guard. The system doesn't change. What they do works.
So the Bucks, who beat the Falcons in Atlanta by 3 last month, trailing at home by 7. Shepard on the return. And Shepard is brought down at the 35-yard line by Ike Reese. 30 yards on the return. The Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers will get together on Fox tomorrow, Christmas Day. It all begins at 3:30 Eastern with the shuffle to the Super Bowl, the story of the 1985 Bears.
Well, former Buck linebacker coach Lovie Smith, now the head coach in Chicago, has rebuilt that team, and that city is completely behind.
Sims gets rid of it, incomplete. Deflects away from Cadillac. The Bears keeping a close eye on this game because they will clinch a playoff berth with a Tampa Bay Buccaneers loss. If the Bucs lose this game, the Bears will clinch a playoff berth. They can clinch their division with a victory tomorrow over Green Bay.
Yeah, and I think that even if they clinch here today because of what could happen in this game, that it's not going to affect anything about how hard Chicago plays that game tomorrow. That is the oldest rivalry in football, the Bears and the Packers.
Here's Sims on 2nd and 10, and the Bucs pick up the first down out at the 48-yard line as the pass is caught by Galloway for a gain of 14.
Sims has a lot of poise. You can't teach that either. I mean, he's been hit today, he's been hurried, but yet he doesn't flinch. He's calm in the pocket right here. This is a game they know they have to take this ball down and score here, and they have done this season in comebacks.
Here's Cadillac. Big hole, another Bucs first down.
Okay, something about young running backs, and all running backs in general. You're at home, you're a running back in high school, you're watching Cadillac run. He knows how to finish runs. I mean, yeah, I mean, he gets the ball right here, he makes the cut, you see his talent right here, makes people miss. But watch him at the end of the run. He doesn't go backwards, he goes down going forward and gaining extra yards. It's a sign of a great running back, that they finish their runs.
Cadillac gained 14 on that run from the 37. Complete to the tight end Smith, tackled by Edwards, gain of 5.
I tell you, Chris Sims has adapted right now over the last series and now this series to just a short passing game. Getting rid of the ball quickly. You see the Falcons constantly bringing in new personnel right here, trying to stay fresh late in the season, late in the fourth quarter right here, trying to be able to mount some pressure on Chris Sims.
You mentioned Sims led the Bucs to back-to-back last-minute victories. 1-point win over Washington, 3-point win in Atlanta. They trail by 7 here as Cadillac takes it inside the 30 to the 29, gain of 2. Cadillac now 5 yards shy of 100 in this game. He went over 1,000 yards for the season earlier today. 2-minute warning, Falcons by 7.
And I want to say thanks to all the troops over there that are sacrificing their holidays and everything else to help us to fight that worldwide invasion of terrorism.
Huge play coming up for the Bucs. 3rd down and 2. And the handoff to Cadillac Williams. And he picks up the first down to the Falcons 25. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining.
Mike Vick looking on, thinking if he's done enough today, if 24 points is enough to keep their playoff hopes alive.
From the Falcons 25. Sims over the top. And it's taken down to the 15 by Cadillac.
Right now, Chris Sims is doing a great job of just right here, taking what the defense gives him. Just keeps moving it. Here's the fourth quarter comebacks that you talked about here, Kenny, against the Redskins, against the Falcons a month ago.
Can he do it again here today?
Drive started at their own 35-yard line. Come 50 yards here in a short period of time.
Under a minute remaining. From the Atlanta 15. Sims over the top, and was deflected and falls incomplete. Well, Marion Barber has given Dallas the lead. 24 seconds remaining in Carolina. And that is huge news for both John Gruden and Jim Mora.
Yeah, keep all of their playoff hopes alive and a chance to win the division alive.
2nd and 10. Oh, incomplete.
Oh.
Hilliard unable to hang on.
I think everybody heard that doink right there, because he might have scored had he held on to that football. There was nobody around. I kill you. Beautiful throw by Sims. Ryan Scott coming up, but that would have gotten the ball inside the 5-yard line there.
Now 3rd and 10. 3 wide receivers. 39 seconds remaining. Sims' pass is caught by Galloway. Down at the 5-yard line, but
got the timeout.
Looks to be just shy of a 1st down, so it'll be a 4th down and inches as the Bucs call timeout.
Well, here's the thing here, Kenny. They can run this ball, get themselves, and if they can get the 1st down, they can call a timeout, have just under 30 seconds to go with a new set of downs. And then you could have 4 shots to the end zone in the passing game.
But they have to pick up the 1st down.
They have to pick up the 1st.
Bucs have 1 timeout remaining, 31 seconds. A 4th and inches coming up from just outside the 5.
This is a playoff game, isn't it? I mean, it has all the drama of a postseason game. Everybody fighting like one, the intensity of one, right down here to the wire. This is normally, with 4th and inches, time for Allstott to be in the game.
He's in the backfield along with Cadillac.
Yeah. I'd give this ball to Cadillac, let Allstott be my lead blocker, and get the 1st down and call timeout.
4th and inches, it's Cadillac.
Running
left, and he is in for the touchdown.
Wow. What a call. What an execution. By Sims, by Cadillac, by Gruden. Mike's like, it ain't enough. That is some addition to this football team and to the league. Cadillac Williams.
Do you think Gruden had any thoughts of going for 2 like he did against Washington?
No, not right now.
Matt Bryant, who kicked that 50-yard field goal earlier in this quarter. Bad snap and good recovery by the holder Bidwell. With 25 seconds remaining in regulation, we are tied at 24.
Watch Cadillac. Watch the vision here at Cadillac. Come to a jump stop and take the speed to the outside. He saw that thing open up from the moment he touched the football. Just a walk. A nice walk in a Christmas wonderland.
35 yards on that drive for Cadillac Williams on 6 carries.
But the whole drive by Chris Sims. I mean, they had to go 65 yards, and they could have nothing short of a touchdown. I love it. Kid's name is Carnell Williams, but they've been calling him the Cadillac, and he is a Cadillac. I mean, he is a luxury vehicle. Kenny, 25 seconds left. You ready for a little overtime here today? A little bonus period?
25 seconds away. Now, I should point out, Dallas taking the lead. Good for Atlanta as far as the division goes. Bad for Atlanta as far as tiebreakers for the wild card, because a Dallas win and an Atlanta loss, and the Falcons are eliminated from playoff contention. So the Falcons with mixed feelings regarding that Dallas-Carolina game.
They're still aiming to win this football game here. When you keep winning in this league, things kind of take care of themselves.
Kickoff taken at the 7 by Cobb. And DeAndre knocked out of bounds, shy of the 30. Falcons have 2 timeouts remaining following the 11-play, 65-yard drive by the Bucs.
He's still celebrating, isn't he? He's still excited. Got the car in gear.
Cadillac has scored 6 touchdowns this season, Brian. 4 have come in the 4th quarter.
Yeah. Well, you know, like all good backs, they get their yards, they get that extra juice. I mean, all week long, John Gruden was talking about juice, and he brings the juice to this team and to this stadium.
Falcons will let the clock run out and take this one into overtime.
The Buck fans are booing the Falcon decision. They want Vic to go out there and try to win it and maybe get a turnover.
Now, Dallas has beaten Carolina, which means the Falcons have to win to stay alive.
Okay.
In the playoff race.
Well, they need to stay alive anyways. I mean, they just need to win this game.
But if they lose, they're out. There's no chance. Because Dallas won.
But I think they came here today knowing they have to win to stay alive. And all the mathematical formulas in the world, they weren't going to pay attention to them. They came here to win today.
So, you know, it's amazing. If the Falcons win this game in overtime, they can still win the division. Yeah. If they win next week and New Orleans beats Tampa. But if they lose, they're out.
Right. Well, that's the suddenness of it. And, you know, like we said, this is a playoff game. In the playoff,
all right, Captains, there's going to be a sudden death overtime period played of up to 15 minutes. The first team that scores will win the game. If neither team scores, the game will be recorded as a tie. Fourth quarter timing rules will be in effect. All replays will be by the replay booth. Each team gets 2 charged timeouts. Any questions? Okay, Atlanta, you are the visitors. You get the call. Tail and a head. What's your call?
Heads.
Heads is the call. Tails, you won the toss. You want to kick in that direction? Tampa Bay has won the toss and will receive. Good luck, gentlemen.
Buccaneers will receive the overtime kickoff. Falcons need a win to stay alive. Tampa, Buccaneers won the toss. Each team with 2 timeouts. All replays initiated from the replay booth. And again, because Dallas has beaten Carolina, the Falcons eliminated from playoff contention if they lose in overtime. This will be the 13th overtime game in the NFL this season.
Matt Bryant with the 50-yard field goal to his resume today, out there during the coin toss, taking a few kicks. Last time these two teams met in Atlanta a month ago, it was decided by a field goal kick, 30-27. This is good holiday drama right here. I mean, everybody in here in Raymond James is on their feet. They're juiced.
First overtime game this season for both the Bucs and the Falcons. From the goal line, Del Shepard. And Shepard lost the football. Shepard fumbled the overtime kickoff. No signal yet.
Boy, Jim Mora is right in the middle of that huddle, too. He wants to kick the winning field goal and get out of here.
Officials trying to get to the bottom of the pile. It's Falcons football.
Wow. Boy, Ronnie Hurd put the hit on Del Shepard and recovered the fumble. Forced the fumble and recovered it.
So Ronnie Hurd, who played for Jim Mora when he was coordinator in San Francisco, with a huge play here in overtime, forces the fumble, recovers the fumble, and the Falcons have the football at the Bucs 18.
Kenny, I would go and put my field goal team out there right now and kick it and not even take a snap. I wouldn't risk anything that can go wrong on offense at this point.
First and 10 Falcons on the Bucs 18.
They might just run T.J. Duckett to the middle of the field and then kick it here.
Here's Duckett. Let me tell you something about Todd Peterson, the Falcons field goal kicker. He is the only kicker in league history that has kicked a field goal in overtime for 4 different teams.
Ooh. Including
not including the Falcons.
This could be the 15th then.
Yeah, it's his first year with Atlanta. So Peterson has had great success. He's also missed 4 overtime field goals. But we won't talk about that.
Still think they should just line up and kick it.
2nd and 8 from the 16. Here's Duckett. Duckett down to the 10.
I don't know. I mean, Jim Mora, I think this is about as close as he wants to get. Not bad decision, not bad right there. Picked up about 9 more yards of offense. 9 yards closer to this field goal attempt.
So Peterson out to attempt a 28-yard field goal for the win to keep the Falcons' playoff hopes alive.
Timeout, Tampa Bay. That's their first charge. Timeout.
So the Falcons lost the coin toss. Adele Shepard fumbled the overtime kickoff. And the Atlanta Falcons about to attempt a 28-yard field goal to keep their playoff hopes alive. If the Buccaneers win this game, the Falcons are eliminated from playoff contention. If Peterson hits this field goal, the Falcons remain alive and can still win the division.
Well, here's the play. Ronnie Hurd right here. Played with Jim Mora in San Francisco. Now a starting safety. Basically a safety on the field, on the coverage team right there. Makes the hit, and once he knows the ball's out, has the presence of mind of getting on that football right away.
So here we go, 28-yard attempt. Schaub the holder. Peterson looking to kick a field goal in overtime for a record 5th NFL team. Peterson's kick is blocked. The kick was blocked in overtime, and it's returned out to the 31.
What a swing of emotion. Fans that were out the door here in Raymond James are now running back in, and they stacked the middle here. Look at all the hands up in the air there.
Looked like Dwayne White got a piece of it, number 90.
Left hand got the hand on the ball.
So now the Buccaneers go to work from their own 31 in overtime. Given a second chance. Cadillac Williams with a burst out to the 42, 11 yards. A Bucs first down.
Who can figure out this division? Who can figure out the NFC South? There are no guarantees. Right now, John Gruden's offense took the ball down the field in the last drive, was able to score a touchdown to knot it up, to send it to overtime. Cadillac is running great.
Cadillac out to the 49.
That kid has so much energy. You can feel it. He can feel his energy, and the whole crowd and the team can too. You almost feel like he's ready to break one.
Now let's talk about the Bucs. Should they win this game, they still have a chance to win the division. Carolina lost today. Carolina will play Atlanta next week. First kicker in league history to miss 5 field goals in overtime. So he has records on both ends of the overtime spectrum.
It's dubious.
2nd and 2. Cadillac. And by the way, for Peterson, that was only his 2nd missed field goal all season. He had been close to perfect.
Well, he's got a chip shot attempt here. But really, look at Tampa Bay. Coming up the middle right here. And Dwayne White, backup defensive lineman right here, gets the left hand up and times it perfectly. Looked like there was a low kick, too. Didn't look like he got great trajectory.
And there's Matt Bryant wondering if he will get an opportunity here in overtime. Michael Pittman hurdles down to the 41.
Tampa Bay's offensive line really maligned all day, but they got it together in the final drive to tie it up, and now controlling the line of scrimmage now. Todd Peterson would love another shot here in overtime. That's what he's saying to himself. Just give me one more shot here at the win. do your job, defense. Get the ball back, get me in position, and let's win it.
Sims rolling left, directing traffic. Out of bounds at the 39. Now the Bucs cannot even clinch a playoff berth today with a victory. They can tomorrow, depending on what happens in the Viking and Bears games. Because Washington beat the Giants, even with a victory, the Bucs would not clinch today. They would have to wait at least another day or until next week.
Huge third down here. Guy like Rod Coleman going to the Pro Bowl. Great pass rusher. Patrick Carney at the outside. They want to get after the quarterback here.
3rd down and 5. Bucs have to get to the 34 for a first. Pittman the lone back. 2 tight ends. Sims looking for Galloway. Bobbles it, and then waits the catch. He gathered it in inside the 10-yard line.
Did you see him look down to see if the feet were in? It's like he stopped, frozen in his tracks, squeezing the ball. Just the work of a long-time professional right here. Watch this. Bobble the ball, boom. Feet, look at that. Like a ballet dancer here at the end, up on his toes. Whoop.
A 30-yard pass play from Sims to Galloway. They will take a look at it in the replay booth just to make sure that Galloway did in fact have possession and get both feet in.
I'll tell you, this Chris Sims, when the game is on the line, is mint.
Now while they look at the play, the Bucs have sent out the field goal unit. And Matt Bryant.
All right, it's my time. My time to go to work now. Let me practice my chip shot.
Now remember, Dallas and Washington have both won. Cowboys over the Panthers 24-20. Redskins beat the Giants 35-20, so a Tampa Bay win, and the Falcons will be eliminated from postseason contention after going to the NFC Championship game a year ago. Chris Sims, Bryant, in the 4th quarter and overtime, 10 of 14, 123 yards. And for Matt Bryant, a 27-yard attempt. Josh Bidwell, the holder. This is for the win. From the right hash. Low snap. Bryant's kick. It's no good. Wide to the left. And the Falcons get a reprieve.
Nobody wants the division. Nobody wants the postseason. That was a bad snap. Look at this. Look at where this snap ends up. I mean, Dave Moore is here to the snap, and that ball gets put up late, and that's the result. And that's what pressure, playoff pressure, can do to both teams. John Gruden probably wondering, Falcons are off the resuscitator. They've got life.
Well, both teams with an attempt to win it with a field goal in overtime, neither successful. Now the Falcons from the 20. Vick rolling to his right. Looks the other way.
Look at this throw.
And it's caught by Crumpler at the 46, a 26-yard pass play.
There's a Pro Bowl connection right there. They'll be doing that in February. Mike Vick to Al-J Crumpler. It is never over till it's over. And if I was either one of these teams with the ball, I would not rely on my field goal team, my field goal kicker. I would score. I would think about scoring.
From the 47. 5.5 gone by in overtime. Here's Duckett. Duckett out to the 48, gain of 1. Chris Hoban made the tackle.
Think about the last couple years here in Tampa Bay and what they've gone through. Remember the Carolina game, week 2 years ago. They had 3 kicks blocked, including a potential game-winning extra point. Last year, how many kicks the Grammaticas missed? And missed 8 kicks in a row at one point. I've had to change my tune. I thought, march the kicker out there and go win the game. Now, Just leave those guys buried on the sideline. Get the ball into the end zone.
Number 48 on second down. Vick slipped, gets back up, and then is planted by Simeon Rice.
It's the second time we've seen Vick slip today, setting up from the center, setting up on his drop. He's got to have a clock in his head when he slips, though, knowing that Simeon's coming to this backside here when he bootlegs that way. They've resodded the middle of this field here, Kenny. It's very loose. They've got a college bowl game here the day after New Year's Day, and Vick has slipped in the middle of that new side a couple of times.
Second sack of the game for Rice. Now third down and 18. Falcons have to get to the Bucs 43 for a first. Vick out to the 45 and is tackled by Derek Brooks after a gain of 7, so now the Falcons will punt.
This is the same cast of characters for Tampa Bay. It's Simeon, it's Derek. I mean, it's those guys, when the game's on the line, they've got to get them off the field. They continue to show up.
Mark Jones back deep, awaiting Michael Kanan's punt. Falcons and Bucs in overtime, tied at 24. What a kick, forcing Jones all the way back to the 4. Taken down at the 9-yard line, a 49-yard punt with 7:28 remaining in overtime. In this extra session, Edel Shepard fumbled, recovered by Ronnie Hurd. Falcons took over, and Todd Peterson's short field goal attempt was blocked by Dwayne White. Chris Sims with the big pass play downfield, 30 yards to Joey Galloway. And then a bad snap by Dave Moore. Matt Bryant's attempt wide left. So both teams with a chance to win on a field goal in overtime, and we remain tied at 24.
Well, those 3 big special team plays right there, just in overtime. And how often do you hear it say, you know, that's the third of the game, the special teams. And in this case, they haven't been very special.
And now the Bucs start from their own 9. Cadillac Williams out to the 12-yard line. He picks up 3.
Mike Vick, he was talking about his best Christmas gift ever when he got a Nintendo game, and now he says he doesn't want anything. All he wants is a victory and a chance to get to the postseason here. And tell you what, he's going to have to continue to work for it. Nobody's given any victories out here in the NFC South. This thing may end on Christmas Day.
2nd and 7. Sims dumping it off to Allstott, and Mike Allstott picks up a first down.
Kenny, I swear, after that opening fumble in overtime on the kickoff, the fans ran out of here. And now I look back, somehow they came back from the parking lot and they came back in their seats because now it's full again.
They were allowed back in?
Well, I guess now they believe in Sims. You know, they gave up the ball, they got it back, field goals missed.
Here's Cadillac out across the 25, gain of 6 for Cadillac Williams with only 6 minutes remaining in overtime. There's not been a tie game in the NFL this season.
I don't think Cadillac Williams knows how to get tired. You know, one time this year he carried the ball 37 times against Green Bay, and everybody attacked John Gruden saying, you're going to wear this kid out. You know, he's not going to have anything left for the rest of the season. Well, it looks like he has a lot left here in the rest of the season.
139 yards on the ground today for Cadillac. 2nd down and 4. And Williams picks up the first down. Terrific second effort. Takes it out to the 35. He gains, look at him, 9 more.
He's going to go over there and get himself a little shot of water. He'll be right back in, take the mouthpiece out, just carrying the Falcons on his back. They run this play over and over. It's power. All they do is they pull the right guard, they block Allstott in the middle there, get about 4 blockers to the hole, and let Cadillac just sweat in there.
His season high 158. He has 148 today against the Falcons. Here's Michael Pittman giving Cadillac a rest. And Pittman gained 7.
Notice all the runs are to the left. It's over Anthony Davis over there, over Dan Benning. They did the same thing to the Carolina Panthers 2 weeks ago. They love to run left here. Good double team at the point. Alex Smith right here. Got his defensive linebacker right on his back.
2nd and 3 from the 42. 2 tight ends. And here's Pittman. Up the middle, picks up the first down as we approach 4 minutes remaining. You know, we always joke as we come down the stretch and look at the various playoff scenarios. Included in all the scenarios are ties. Well, if this team wins or ties, they're in, or if this team loses or ties, they're out. And we always say to each other, in fact, I think we discussed it last night, do we really have to put ties up on the playoff scenarios? Well, guess what? We're 345 away from a tie.
You're right. You can explain everything with the tie, Kenny. I'll stay out of it.
I'll try my best. Sims to Galloway. The last tie in the NFL involved the Falcons back in 2002. A high-scoring game against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. A 34-34 tie in Michael Vick's second season.
Remember that. Remember that game in Pittsburgh.
The Buccaneers have only had 1 tie. That was back in 1980, a game against the Green Bay Packers. Second down and 5. Williams. Cadillac down to the 45-yard line. Gain of 2. Bucs still control their own destiny as far as the playoffs are concerned with a victory today. Redskins with a win next week are in. Dallas, Atlanta, Minnesota still alive. Falcons would be eliminated with a loss today, but not a tie.
And the Redskins, the hottest team in the NFC besides Seattle right now with that 4-game win streak.
Seahawks have won 10 in a row. Here's Sims on 3rd and 3, and it's caught for a first down. There is a flag. Pass is caught by Galloway, and he gains 7. There is a penalty marker. Clock stops with 2:19 remaining in overtime.
Pass interference, number 88 offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
That's on the tight end, Anthony Vick.
Must have pushed somebody out of his way. Yeah, he pushes Keith Brooking right there in the middle. I mean, there's just so many bodies right there. You're just trying to get through it. Costly penalty, though, to the Bucs.
Please put 2:19. Thank you.
And now you got to start thinking about the clock, Kenny. For both sides. You got to kind of hurry things up here a little bit. You want a shot to the end zone. If not, a chance for Matt Bryant to redeem himself.
3rd down and 13 for Chris Sims and the Bucs. Pass is caught by Pittman, but Brian Scott is right there to make the tackle. And the Bucs will be forced to punt.
Well, we've seen Chris Sims in a hurry-up offense today being very successful. We may get that chance now for Mike Vick as well.
But first, the 2-minute warning. It's not a common occurrence to reach the 2-minute warning in overtime. That is where we stand. Falcons will get the ball back. Jim Mora on the phone.
Jim Mora right here takes his headset off. I've never seen a coach take a cell phone call on the sideline right there during a game. That's Ted Cruz, the PR assistant behind him, that gave him the call. Animated call at that. Believe me, that's not his wife on the other end of the cell phone wondering about his Christmas gift. What's left to be done?
You wonder if Mora is asking somebody about the playoff scenario should this game finish in a tie.
Well, I don't think he should worry about it. I mean, I don't think he's concerned about that. He's just concerned about taking his ball down the field and getting a win right now. 2 timeouts for the Atlanta Falcons here.
Falcons are out with a loss because both Dallas and Washington won. Bucks cannot be eliminated today, even with a loss. Bidwell punting to Jenkins. And it bounces out of bounds right around the 16-yard line. 37-yard punt. And now the Falcons offense will go back to work with 1:52 remaining in overtime in a tie game. 2 timeouts remaining for the Falcons, who will take on Carolina at home next week, while the Bucks will host New Orleans.
And we said at the very beginning of this broadcast that this game was about Mike Vick and playing like Superman and a franchise quarterback. He's played well today. Now he has a chance to finish it.
From the 16 out of the shotgun with 3 receivers. That pass a bit high, intended for Algie Crumpler. Doubleheader weekend on Fox next Sunday. Many of you will see the Panthers and the Falcons. Bears and the Vikings late. Redskins visit the Eagles. Redskins will be in with a victory over Philadelphia. Vick on 2nd down. Takes off. And slides out to the 24-yard line. 2 yards shy of the marker. So it will be a 3rd down and 2.
Got to bounce right back up. They review and practice these situations every week. They shouldn't have to huddle here. They should know what the 3rd down call is, and they burned a lot of time right here unnecessarily.
3rd down and 2 from the 24. 1:15 remaining in overtime. Here's Vick looking for Jenkins, and it's broken up. Broken up by Rondé Barber. So now the Falcons will punt.
That's a bad play there. You're going to get the ball back to Tampa Bay now. And you've got to have a better play in your repertoire on 3rd and 2 than this. Basically, like we said from the very beginning, that was just a huck. And you can't huck it in overtime with your playoff dreams hanging in the balance.
Mark Jones back deep, awaiting Kanan's punt. Good kick by Kanan, taken at the 23 by Jones. And Jones sets up tremendous field position for the Bucks. He takes it back 28 yards to the Atlanta 49 with 54 seconds remaining in overtime. Buccaneers with 1 timeout remaining.
The last time these 2 teams met in Atlanta a month ago, it was back and forth, all the way to the very end. And here it's taken 5 quarters, back and forth to the very end. Fantastic second half by Chris Sims.
Sims and the Bucks start from the Falcons 49. Under a minute to go in overtime. Sims over the middle. It's complete for a 1st down to the tight end, Alex Smith. A 15-yard pass play.
I would just kill this ball right here.
Sims does. Stops the clock with 39 seconds remaining. And when you talk about Matt Bryant, the Bucks field goal kicker, although he missed from 27 earlier in overtime, he also hit a 50-yarder way back in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, but that last miss by him, that was a bad snap. I
Yes.
mean, it was a bad snap. The hold was up late, and so it threw his timing off.
Line of scrimmage, the 34. Allstott and Williams in the backfield. Galloway in motion. Off the play fake. Sims over the middle, complete to Anthony Vick. And the Bucks pick up 10 more yards down to the 24.
And Sims should kill this ball right here. Stop the clock, save the timeout.
Sims stops the clock with 20 seconds remaining. Line of scrimmage is the 24.
They're going to kick it right now.
This would be about a 42-yard attempt.
Well, I would try to get a little closer. Now, it seems to be total confusion. Chris Sims now running back out onto the field. It looks like really a lot of confusion here. Field goal team had run out on the field. Dave Moore was out there. Josh Bidwell, the holder, was out there. And now John Gruden is trying to decide, go for another play, and you're going to have to burn their timeout here to do it.
Bucks really confused. Ike Hilliard started to run out. Joey Galloway started to run out from the sidelines.
And now because they had to burn the timeout, Kenny, they basically have to kick the field goal.
Bucks use their last timeout. It'll be a 42-yard attempt for Bryant, who hit from 50 back in the fourth quarter. This tied the game at 17. Each team scored a late touchdown. We went to overtime, tied at 24. And talk about special teams. We've seen it all here in overtime. Adele Shepard of Tampa Bay fumbled the opening kickoff. Todd Peterson had a field goal blocked, and then Matt Bryant, following the bad snap by Dave Moore, missed from 27.
I can't remember the last time I saw Dave Moore with a bad snap. Been in this league a long time, long snap.
Officially a 41-yard attempt. And now a timeout called.
Atlanta.
Jim Mora running down the sidelines. Called that timeout.
30-second timeout.
Remember, if Bryant makes this field goal, the Falcons' playoff hopes will be done.
See Joey Galloway right now, wide receiver, going out to talk to Josh Bidwell. Just telling him, you guys have done this every day of the season. This should be automatic. Just relax out there.
Buccaneers with a chance to get to 10 wins with a victory today. Bryant getting ready to attempt a 41-yard field goal, which would eliminate the Falcons from playoff contention. Arthur Blank, owner of the Falcons, from the left hash. Bidwell, the holder, from 41 yards. The kick by Bryant is good, with 15 seconds remaining in overtime. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers win the game by the score of 27-24. The Falcons' dreams of heading for the postseason have come to an end.
That's a playoff game. That's sudden death right there. That's playoff drama. The agony, the ecstasy, all wrapped up in one.
It took 74 minutes and 45 seconds.
About the only time all day John Gruden didn't express any emotion.